I should have done something.
Let me test this.
Yep. We're just going to go for broke.
All
right.
right.
Give it a shot.
Let's roll the dice here.
Come on, sevens.
Damn snake eyes. I now own Craft Computing.
Hey, YouTube's up. That's promising. And Twitch is thinking about it.
I should have done something.
Even more promising. Hey, look at that.
Hey.
We are looking good, too.
Good.
Woo. Let me turn your mic on. There we go.
No one comes in to see me. What the? Wait, how come? I've never noticed that logo before. You ever noticed that?
I think those are subscribers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Not subscribers, but sponsors.
Oh.
Sponsors on YouTube. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, if you're a sponsor on YouTube, you get a little thing by your name, Craft Computing icon by your name.
Yeah. Never saw that before.
Yep. And of course, I forgot to move all my Windows around.
You probably weren't thinking it was even going to work.
I wasn't thinking it was going to work. Because it never works. Never works first try.
This is what?
Let alone at full bitrate.
6th week that it hasn't worked? Or wouldn't have worked?
Something like that. Who's the nerd in the baseball cap? It's a basketball hat. Gosh.
Go Blazers.
Go Blazers. Rip City, baby. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Talking Heads, episode 47. These chairs are wonderful tonight. I'm tired. I'm Jeff.
I'm John.
Welcome to the show, and a good show it's going to be.
It is.
Man, the streams are up. The streams are steady. May your frame rate be high and your bit rate be strong, I guess. And I am so happy the 90-degree weather is over.
I will say, at like lunchtime, I will go out and I'm like, I don't even want to go get food. I just want to bask in this weather. Because it was like perfect. It was like 73, 75 with a little breeze.
Yep.
And there's no more of that smoke in the air, at least for, where in Tualatin, Portland area. It's like, this is perfect. I don't even want to go back to work.
We went overnight from 95, and we were getting blasted with smoke from the wildfires, the Northern California wildfire that was like 300,000 acres.
Yeah.
They finally got that under the control. The wind shifted a little bit. It pushed all of the smoke out of the valley. Dogs!
Oh, hello.
They're bumping my camera.
All right, come on. There we go.
So anyway, we finally got the smoke out of the air. So we went overnight from 95 and smoky and hazy and just to like 68 clear blue skies.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
it was
68,
wonderful.
low 70s.
Yeah. We did hit 90 yesterday, but today was back to 78.
Yeah. This is what I wish summer was always like.
Yeah. And we do get some summers around here.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it does get hot.
Yeah.
Just
the
smoke though just really didn't help. That was the problem? Is Oregon we rarely ever get those large.
So I bought myself a Nintendo Switch. I have about, I think, 3 to 4 hours combined, including the hour and a half that I was testing it with the Creative Sound Blaster. My wife has probably close to 20 or 30 in the 2 weeks that I've owned it.
Dude, producer's rights.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to buy another Switch for Christmas, apparently. Let's get to the beer.
All right. What would you want to try? So we have a few selections today. We have Ballast's Point is Indra Conundra, which is a limited release India-style export stout. So it has curry, cumin, cayenne, coconut, and lime.
Nice. And Ballast Point, one of my favorite all-around breweries.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
You can't go wrong with them. We've got a Tennessee Tats from Wormtown Brewery. And this is a barrel-aged imperial stout at 9%.
Those are always fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to mess up a barrel-aged beer.
Yeah.
I've had them, but it's still really hard.
It's difficult.
It's difficult.
Yeah. And then we've got a seasonal release from Deschutes Brewery over here in Bend. This is the Hazit or Hopsit Autumn IPA, which is I believe it's a hazelnut inspired.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. It's almost like a brown ale and an IPA mixed together.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting. What do you want to go with?
Boy, I'm a sucker for a barrel aged.
All right, let's do it. Right. But you don't have it. Oh wait, are you gonna?
I got a new bottle opener.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't see you whip it out.
Fine. Yeah.
No, Jeff, not that.
You guys came here for a show, all right.
Wrong kind of show, Jeff.
Ugh. You buy a butterfly knife and. And just like your dreams, all of a sudden everyone's like, "Man, can I see your butterfly knife again?" It's high school all over again. Feels like I might have light poured you a little bit. Just a little.
That's fine. I'll get more of the other one then.
Cool. We'll swap.
Oh, that smells good.
Ooh, yeah.
You can at least smell the bourbon. So
yes, you can.
That's a nice.
A little more, almost like a tart flavor than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's a bit thinner than you know a lot of the big imperial. It's still not bad. I taste bourbon, I taste some chocolate, but there is a bit of
definitely
sour.
like a dark chocolate on the backside of it. The bourbon is right up front, right on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, it's still
it's for a barrel aged imperial, it's not overly sweet.
No, it's not.
And a lot of times you can get over sweetened with the chocolate notes and with all the malt that they dump into it and whatnot. This is a nice.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like they aged it too long. Is what I think it is.
Yes,
it just tastes like a really good cocoa, vanilla stout, and then they had maybe 6 months.
Yep.
Someone
said love the butterflies. I think there are a couple moths or butterflies flying around. We have the back door open right now. So the dog can go in and out and not come over here and knock my camera around again. So, all right. I'm going to bump that frame over just a little bit more. I'll see if that works. That's better.
Okay.
Now I'm centered.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get on to some news?
Sure, we can do that. It's actually funny. You were, just before we started, you were talking to me about this liquor. And you got this Johnny Walker Black Label, and you're at the liquor store. It actually brought a story to mind. Last time I was at the liquor store, the lady asked me for my card, my ID. I pulled my wallet out. And then she saw that I used to have a old Blockbuster card in this. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. You're fine. And I was like, oh, I feel old now. I actually owed money to Blockbuster too. But speaking of Blockbuster, Blockbuster, there is one left. In all the United States, and it's actually here in Oregon.
And as I found, as I was getting my Twitter post ready, that's actually kind of disputed.
Really?
Because apparently I know the one in Alaska was either closing or did close.
It did close.
There's one in Bend. There's a Twitter account that's active. That's Lone Blockbuster, and apparently there might be one in South Dakota. That was an independent franchise. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. All I do know is the one in Bend does still exist.
Yeah, the one in Bend still, and it apparently thrives pretty decently just for the nostalgia of it. I mean, I don't even think there's probably a red box down there. Oh
no, they're all over Bend.
Are they?
Yeah.
But 10 Barrel has decided to partner or kind of do an homage to Blockbuster and made a beer called The Last Blockbuster.
Yes.
Kind of almost like the last action hero. Apparently, it's supposed to be a limited...
One of Arnold's worst flicks.
Really? I enjoyed it. I thought
it was cutesy.
That's exactly what I liked about it. I was like, and it came out, I was 12, something like that. Yeah. And I was like, this isn't bad. I just like the over-the-top corniness.
It was very over-the-top.
It was so over-the-top, and I loved that about it.
I guess being that... Because it came out sometime in I think it was like 95.
Yeah, mid-90s.
It was definitely more of an 80s action flick with the over-the-top dramatic acting and whatnot. Even back then, I was like cringing at it.
Well, I think also too, I also really love the soundtrack. It had like Megadeth, AC/DC.
That's true. I didn't.
It had a really good sound. Like if you were into like early 80s metals and 90s metals, it had really good. Alice in Chains.
By the way, we got a 20 peso donation. 20 pesos for your next beer, good sir. Good content. Thank you. Call me Mac. I'll just call you Mac.
All right, Mac. So, but the Blockbuster beer is a limited release, and it actually came out the 21st. Mm-hmm. And it is a dark ale, or dark pale ale. So I believe it's just a pale ale, and they threw some dark malt in it. So it's supposed to have a little chocolate flavor. Now, it did talk about almost having a little bit of red licorice vine flavor to it. I don't know if I'd like that.
I don't know if I'd like it. And when I read that, I went, ooh.
Yeah, I was like, did it go sour?
But at the same time, if they're aiming for the flavor of Blockbuster, it's either Milk Duds or Red Vines.
Right. That is it. It's Milk Dud, Red Vines, or like really bad microwave popcorn.
Yeah.
I remember always going there and seeing the bucket, and they're like, $5 for this one thing in the bucket?
Yeah.
I can go to the grocery store for $1.99 and get 5 packs.
And all they did is duct tape a bag to the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah, that was it. So, well, I'll see if we can find that beer. It'd be fun to have.
Yep.
I'm betting it's not anything super pricey.
Right. Yep.
So.
But yeah, so last Blockbuster. Blockbuster. Getting their own craft beer.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting thing. I mean, I like when breweries kind of do that.
Yeah.
Pale and wash. And 10 Barrel also, the original location is located in Bend.
Is in Bend,
so that's why I'm betting the owners or the brewers probably thought, hey, this is pretty cool. So I doubt it's probably going to get distributed outside of Oregon.
Is there any confirmation that South Dakota exists in general? When's the last time anyone really checked? Anyone in South Dakota, can you confirm or deny you actually exist?
No.
So, anyway, speaking of breweries doing something a little unique and whatnot, Lagunitas is coming out with a hop-flavored sparkling water.
Yeah, this is. I got into the whole like sparkling water,
the flavored waters,
just because it kind of tricks me into not drinking soda too much. Mm-hmm. So that way I can save my calories for beer or alcohol. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of all right. Okay, I know if I'm gonna do this, it's gonna hit the camera.
It's gonna hit the camera.
Yeah. It's they're basically coming out with just a hot flavored sparkling water, and it is coming out in the Lagunitas 12-ounce shorter, fatter bottles.
Come on, Bubs.
So, should be pretty cool. I don't know when it's coming out. I would assume sometime pretty soon.
Yeah.
I've had some hot flavored things, and I don't really care for them. Mm-hmm. This one is saying, though, it's going to have Citra, Equinox, and Centennial. So, it actually should taste like a pretty decent IPA. Those are good hops in an IPA.
I bet it's better than Budweiser.
Oh, I bet it's way better than Budweiser. I bet it's hoppier than Budweiser.
I bet it's a heck of a lot hoppier than Budweiser.
So I hope it is more of a flavored water where it has hints and aromatics.
Yes.
But not sweet like the hop candy or hop sodas.
I'll say living in Oregon this time of year is absolutely wonderful, especially where we do here in the Valley, where we produce the most hops in the world. On my way to work, there's a 200-acre hop farm that I drive by, and they grow like 9 varieties of hops there. Oh, yeah. And occasionally I'll get stuck behind one of the trucks. Those
are great.
And so all the hops are just baled up on top, and they're just sitting there flapping in the wind. And I drive a convertible to work at this time of year.
Turn your vents open.
Yeah, I'm just going.
It smells fantastic. Yeah, and right now too, it is that harvest season.
Yeah, August, September is harvest season. Yeah. In fact, this farm already started taking some down.
Oh yeah. We're starting to find now. There's a couple of fresh hop, wet hops.
Yep.
Beers coming out or being brewed and coming out like next week. Mm-hmm. It's a fantastic smell. Now, if you don't like that smell, you're probably not going to like this water, and you're probably not going to like the flavor.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
If we don't have internet trouble, we have dog trouble.
Yeah. Hey, the stream is still good.
Looking good.
Still good. 0 frames dropped. Hell yeah. 0 frames dropped.
Best.
That's right. Best in a long time. All right. Brewdogs.
Brewdogs. Yeah, have you ever had any of their beer?
I think I've had something. The logo is very familiar to me. I know I've probably had something from them. I just don't recall.
Yeah,
in particular.
There's a few available here in
because they're
Oregon.
a Scottish brewery.
Yeah, they're a Scottish brewery, and they just recently opened up a brand new brewery in was it Iowa? Yeah, Iowa.
Iowa. Yep.
Iowa. Well, the cool thing about this brewery is they actually turned it also into a hotel. And each room in this hotel, you have your own personal beer taps.
Ohio.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Ohio. Your own personal beer taps. So you can go and spend a night and have a couple of taps, and all the fridges too are all stocked with their beer.
Yes.
And all the soaps are all hop and beer oriented.
So there's
Oh yeah, there we go.
there you go.
Yeah, so you have the fridge.
By the way, there's a fridge in the room, and then there's a fridge by your shower.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They supply beer in your shower. They specifically say for that, morning shower beer you need. And
you're on vacation, have a shower beer.
Yeah. They're even saying as you check in, the guy who checks you in is actually a bartender and pours you a complimentary beer too.
Yep. Yep.
So it's not a very big hotel. I believe there's only about 38 rooms.
There's 30-ish rooms, 32 rooms,
Yeah,
I think, and something like 5 or 8 suites.
Yeah. And so I don't know if just the suites have all this luxury or, everything, but Article is a little fuzzy on that part. But it's pretty cool because you get to see a lot of the rooms have views of them making the beer and brewing the process, canning, all that really cool stuff. They have pet-friendly... They also have 4 pet-friendly rooms. They have a whole gym, whole big spiel. They went all out on this. Spare no expense.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, to me, they're like Stoned of Europe.
Yes.
They do a lot of funky beers. Now, they're okay. For me, I've had a bit more, and what I've had, I'm just like, it tastes like everything else I've ever had. But they're trying.
Yeah, they do some weird things, but they also have a set of standards that's just solid.
That is true.
And that's the way I think of when I think of Stone, where occasionally I'll see a beer and it's like, who the hell would mix like grapes and chocolate?
Oh yeah.
And whatnot. And I have no idea if they have, but it's not outside of something they would do.
Raisins and chocolate, so
right? But it's like, oh, it's a Stone.
Oh, okay, I get it.
I get it. I'll try it.
And then you're like, oh, I'll try it because it could be good, actually.
Right, but then you look at their standards, their Stone IPA, their Dreadnought Stout. They're fantastic beers.
Oh yeah.
I mean they're not 5 out of 5, but they're a solid 4 every single time.
Oh yeah, if I was at a place and it was just a bar and I saw Stone IPA versus say even Sierra Nevada IPA, I'm gonna go for the Stone IPA.
Right.
Although
I've been really digging the Goose Island IPA lately.
Really?
I have been.
It's funny is the Goose Island IPA is like
the number 1 selling IPA in the country now.
IPA,
I know, and it's a good IPA.
Yeah. So, and all thanks to being...
And it's a Northwest style IPA, I will add.
And it's all thanks to Anheuser-Busch.
That's right. I know.
So, but actually some really other cool things that Brewdogs are doing is they're starting their own TV network.
Television network.
Yeah.
Right. So Brewdogs tried running their own TV show, I believe on Spike.
Yes, actually, I liked it.
Yeah.
They even came here to Oregon. It was a really cool thing. What they did was they basically went to a town, made a beer in a crazy way, just a really crazy, odd Brewdogs way with a local brewery, and they would then sell it at a big event. But then what was actually really cool is they went to their 5 favorite breweries, or 5 favorite bars, and then 5 favorite food pairings with beer. So they would tell you, within this town,
nice.
Here's our favorite food with the beer, here's our favorite bars for beer, and here's this brewery that we love.
That's pretty cool.
So it was a really cool... I really liked it.
So anyway, the TV show got canceled for lack of ratings.
Yeah, it was like 2 seasons.
Right, exactly. And Brewdogs... I cannot talk tonight. Brewdog, in classic Bender style, said, "Screw you, I'll make my own TV network with blackjack and hookers."
I love that line.
So Brewdog is making their own TV network, and it's actually going to launch within the next couple of weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
They started in TV in 2013. And like John said, that it was just classic Brew TV, but this is an entire TV network devoted to craft beer or craft cocktails in a couple of
it's actually, I was going to say, it seems something like right up our alley. Because...
Allison Becker of Parks and Rec is actually doing Are You Smarter Than a Drunk Person? Which pits you against a drunk Mensa member.
Oh my gosh.
I would totally watch that show.
That would be awesome.
Like, this sounds like something that John and I would sit around drinking about, and trying to think of what we would do if we would make a TV network.
I know. You're like, how would we shoot that? I got
an idea.
Honestly, half of these are the ideas that we come up with. Like, all right, what are we going to do for craft computing?
Right. Right.
And then Jeff's like, let's just do a sound card.
Right. Exactly. Boom. Burn. Burn.
Oh.
So, never mind. Next topic. They're doing Spectrum Into the Wilderness, which follows in Arizona's beloved Arizona Wilderness Brewing to find inspiration for new recipes in the farthest reaches of the earth. So
that's really just really odd ingredients.
Right. Yeah, looking for odd ingredients. They're doing a William Shatner hosted acquisition brown bag wine tasting.
Like, how do you not want to watch that?
Right. Burgers and beers, cocktail-focused daily drink. I also heard that a former Twitch streamer and gamer, Stacey Roy, has her own TV show on there called The Nerdy Bartender, which is going to be fantastic. That's not in the article, but I follow her on Twitter, and she announced, I think yesterday, that she got syndicated for a TV show.
Fantastic.
Called The Nerdy Bartender.
Oh. Yeah, so they're saying they're going to have...
Which is a total ripoff of Craft Computing, goddammit. That's my turf!
So, but they're supposed to have around, starting off the first day of launch, over 100 hours of original content.
Yeah.
And they're shooting for $4.99, maybe a little bit under that per month. It's basically just a streaming service, but I think, honestly, I'll probably give it a check out.
Yep. Reverend likes how the bottle of Black Label looks on my shelf up there. Yes, sir. That's not just Black Label. That's Black Label 12-year.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's Black Lady.
That's right. Jane Walker box, too. The reason I bought the Jane Walker box, so I went into the liquor store, and I'm out of scotch. I drank the last of my Monkey Shoulder, I drank the last of my Glenlivet, and I drank the last of... I had something else here. I had 3 different scotches here. And I'm out of scotch. I have to have some scotch.
That was the last time Steve was over.
Yeah. Steve was over. He drank the last of my scotch. So I'm in the store, and I see the box, and I went, oh, it's Johnny 12 with the Jane Walker label, and I went, well, is there anything different about the Jane Walker edition? And so I'm looking it up, and I went, no, it's Johnny Walker Black 12-year, just with a Jane Walker logo on it.
It's a special edition box or something.
No one bought it. And so they're clearancing those out. Normally a $90 bottle in my area for $40.
You can buy 2 for cheaper.
I almost came home with like 4 of them. I was good. I came home with 1. But, and then Doug says drink beer equals fixed speech. I'm aiming for the Bomber Peak right now.
Oh yeah. Trying to find that nice balance. Of I've had enough beer where I am in perfect functioning form. And I could probably program better than John can. Unfortunately, I found my peak is about a 0.11. Oh yeah.
It's a lot higher than I like to be on camera. But yeah, so I am totally looking forward to Brewdogs TV.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll
be interesting to see if they can keep it going. And Brewdogs.
I was about to say, I was like, we got new content.
That's right.
New sponsor. We're going to be streaming live.
Yep.
We're going to be doing episodes or a whole series.
Yep. I could do a talk show on Brewdogs TV.
Oh, yeah.
They'd let me say whatever the heck I want.
Oh, yeah. We'll just do like, hey, we'll send you Oregon beer.
Still, Stacey, you're treading on my turf, girl. That was my idea.
We've been doing this for longer.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some tech news. So, for those who haven't seen the article, which I'm sure you've heard it on some kind of social media throughout this week. Twitter, YouTube, whatever. I haven't
a lot of people have been talking about
I haven't talked about this at all yet, but I wanted to address it because I thought the article was published on Thursday, and Gamers Nexus buried it on Friday, and that'd be the last we heard of it. Oh no, it keeps coming back. That is the Tom's Hardware article, Just Buy It, Why Nvidia RTX GPUs Are Worth the Money, by their editor-in-chief, Avram Pilch, excuse me. So the article is terrible. And I don't mean just...
poorly written.
Grammatically terrible, format terrible. It's journalistically bad. Number one, on Wednesday last week, Tom's Hardware, the same website, a different author, posted an article, Why You Should Wait to Buy the RTX series cards. Less than 24 hours later, Avram posts his own article, as he's editor-in-chief and is wont to do, saying why you should buy the RTX. just buy it. Just buy it.
Just because.
What are you waiting for? Just buy the dang card. And it's not even that it's kind of like, okay, you can have a dissenting opinion, I agree.
Yeah.
If you want to convince people to be an early adopter, that's fine. If you want to...
There are benefits to that.
Right, and in some ways, manufacturers count on you being an early adopter to finance future products.
Yeah.
There's always going to be the enthusiast crowd that does buy things earlier than most people. It's just the way tech works. The article is... I don't use the word shill lightly, and I don't think that's the case here, but this read like an article that was written by NVIDIA's PR and then edited by Avram in a very, very nonsensical manner. And as Gamers Nexus put it, what was his direct quote? Tom Hardware's editor-in-chief attempts to string together sentences that have meaning. End quote. There were quotes, and one that's been repeated often is, when your whole life flashes before your eyes, how much of it do you not want to have ray tracing? Quote, at NVIDIA's... and by the way, this article's been edited no less than 10 times without any journalistic notes in it, which is also a breach of journalistic integrity. If you edit something that's been posted for more than a couple of minutes, you put an edit note in there saying, we changed content in this article, we... even if it's a spelling error, you make an editorial note to the content. At NVIDIA's conference, CEO Jensen Huang described real-time ray tracing as the holy grail of graphical computing. While that statement may be hyperbole, ray tracing is a big deal because it makes games look and feel much more lifelike. That's a totally legit sentence. It totally is. The holy grail of gaming is photorealistic play experience, and ray tracing gets much closer to that goal. It's not about light. It's not just about light, shadow, and reflections. It's about immersion. I totally buy that paragraph. That's the only paragraph that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I can find that he had both of his brain cells working at the same time. And I'm not going to beat the original article into the ground because Steve did a damn good job of that by himself. Have you seen his video?
No.
Oh, I will play you his video afterwards.
Okay.
It's 17 minutes, so we got to get off on time today. Oh, God, it is good. If you haven't seen Steve's video, why are you watching me? Go watch Steve destroy Tom's Hardware.
What percentage of alcohol do you think he had in him when he wrote that?
Avram?
Yeah.
Avram? Maybe not.
It read like a guy who had a few in him.
He probably was at a 0.12. So he was past the Balmer peak when he wrote it.
Exactly.
And then he posted it at a 0.18.
That's exactly what I think. It's he had a couple of your scotches.
Right. Yes, sir. Which I might finish the night with, by the way. I haven't opened that bottle yet, and it's been on my shelf for 24 hours, and that's just sacrilege.
How did you not just come home and be like, I need one. Yeah. Celebratory buy of this bottle.
Yep. But he compares buying an RTX card today to buying an Apple 15-inch Studio display, which was their first LCD monitor commercially available, for $2,000 when it came out in 1998. Today you can get one of those used on eBay for under $50 or a 24-inch monitor for under $150.
Who cares?
Yeah, you can. But if you bought one at the time, you had an opportunity to use a fantastic new technology when others didn't. That's his argument. is you can use a new technology before others do. So why wouldn't you be an early adopter? Why wouldn't you want bragging rights over all your friends?
Because it's $2,000.
Because the cheapest card is $600. The most expensive one is between $12 and $13, and there's 11 games that are supported by it at launch. Maybe not even at launch.
So I gotta buy this card, then I gotta buy this game that I probably don't own.
Right.
And then I have to have...
None of the games are out yet.
Yeah, so now I gotta spend this, $1,200-$1,500 on a card, $100 on wait for the game to come out, then spend the $100 probably to buy the game.
Right.
Who knows if they're gonna price jack the price up for get the ray tracing.
Well, you got to get the digital deluxe edition.
Yeah, exactly.
With
it's probably downloadable content.
Don't give them any ideas.
Hey, you want to turn ray tracing on? Oh, it's an extra $29.99. Unlock.
I had a dirty sentence in my head, and I cannot say that on air. Something about EA and some executive watching my show right now.
I'm sure they already know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna let that one go.
But this is stupid because this is just like, why not buy the 3D TVs that when those first came out when all you had was Avatar to watch. So you get to watch Avatar.
So both of us bought 3D TVs.
Shut up! Don't tell them that.
I had the Diamond series, brother. You bought the $1,200 piece of junk. I had the $2,000 one with the 1080 120 refresh. Yeah, I was hardcore into that. So John and I, around the same time, bought Mitsubishi rear projection DLP 1080p rear screens. He got the 60 hertz version. I got the 120 hertz version. I had the 55. I think you had the 65.
Yeah.
We both got the 3D glasses and everything, the active shutter Samsung glasses and whatnot. I still have mine too. I got rid of the TV finally.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, my TV, the DLP chip went out, but yeah, I paid for the early adopter fee. And you know what I watched? I watched Avatar and I watched Despicable Me.
I watched Avatar, and then the Wii U had 3D gaming on it.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I played Assassin's Creed 4, the one where he goes to America.
Oh, 3. Yeah. Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. That one. So that was in 3D. So it was that actually really messed with me because I was getting dizzy just because the hertz and everything, the frame rate was so off.
Yeah. See, I had the Diamond series edition of it, so I had the 120 hertz refresh rate. Or when you're in 3D, it's still at 60. So it's like heck yes.
Yeah.
So I didn't get nearly as sick or dizzy as John did. But yeah, so I paid $2,000 to watch 2 videos in 3D at my house. And I think I watched Despicable Me once and Avatar maybe 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as my eyes started hurting after like the third time, I was like, this is pointless.
Right.
This is stupid.
Right. But
then I wasted all that money.
Right. So we've bashed on the article enough. Here's the follow-up. And that is that for those who don't know, Tom's Hardware is currently being purchased by a holding group called Future. They wanted the reputation of Tom's Hardware first and foremost above everything else. Tom's Hardware is the most valuable asset in the property that they're purchasing. Yeah. They're buying a couple of dozen websites and forums and things like that. Tom's Hardware is the gold nugget in that box. It's like, okay, yeah, I guess we have to buy the other dozen to get Tom's Hardware, but we want to buy Tom's Hardware. And they wanted it because of the name. Now, Tom's Hardware 2.0 is what's known as a Google SEO site. They have stopped producing 100% original content, and instead they are looking at Google SEO, or Google search engine results and stats, and finding what people are searching for, and then cranking out content inside of 24 hours so people will see them as a result. And trying to boost their own SEO through that search manipulation. Yeah. It's kind of sketchy on one hand, but on it's very clickbaity. We have to get the clicks, we have to get the click throughs, we have to get the ad revenue, we have to get this, we have to get that. I'll say it's sketchy, but it's good business practice.
It's I want money smart business practice.
Right.
Yeah, you'll build and you'll follow. And now you might lose your diehard guys, but you're going to get those, people that don't know anything, and you're going to get those in droves.
Right. So, and by the way, Avram is their third editor-in-chief in 6 months. So it's been a revolving door there. A lot of the senior editors at Tom's Hardware have already jumped ship. There's a couple left there that are from the original 22-year, from the original Tom Pabst era. They've gone away from their hardcore Johnny Guru and Antec style reviews, which I did respect. I respect the hell out of those.
They did in-depth reviews.
To all of a sudden they're doing clickbait articles. To all of a sudden they're doing sponsored pieces where they do the top 20 top 20 processors to put in your PC, no matter what the PC is, and all 20 of them were Intel chips.
Yeah, they're like,
And this was like 9 months after Ryzen's release, when it was very well proven that multitasking performance and rendering performance and you go down the list, Ryzen was beating Intel performance per dollar and raw performance on multi-threaded tasks at most of those things. Intel won at gaming and in the high-end workstation, high-end desktop platform, but that was about it.
Well, that was their justification. Well, it's gaming, and that's what the title in our article was only about. Was just gaming, so we're technically correct.
Right. Anyway, so Tom's Hardware has already taken a bit of a reputation hit in the industry. This article is kind of the icing on the cake of that. It is the icing on a, we'll say, poop cake. Tweaktown did a really good breakdown of internal struggles at Tom's Hardware go public, and it's as a result of this article that we're starting to hear of dissonance within the company and internal struggles with the editing staff. Now, here's where the situation crosses the line from one drunk editor-in-chief, I'm assuming he was drunk, because I certainly would have to be to post that article.
It was bad.
To crossing the line of journalistic integrity. And committing journalistic suicide, as Tweaktown put it. I don't remember his last name, but Igor is pretty much the editor. Igor Walasek, there it is. Editor-in-chief of Tom's Hardware DE, which is the German spin-off site of Tom's Hardware. Now, it is not affiliated with the U.S. site. What this is a fully licensed spin-off site where they paid to have Tom's Hardware name posted on a German site under the German flag, and they adopted a lot of the same principles, but it is not ran by Tom's Hardware US. It is a completely different site. Now we have bugs flying around.
Yeah. So it's just licensed out.
Right. It's a licensed name. It's putting Klipsch audio into a HP laptop.
Yeah.
Sorry, HP. Sorry, Klipsch. You know what you did.
It's like, who are you dissing right now?
Right. Yes. So it's a licensed spin-off, but they pay for a licensure. They pay to use the Tom's Hardware name.
Yeah.
Igor went into the thread, the forum post on this article, and said, with this attitude, the interim editor-in-chief also contradicts my very personal work, since I am directly involved in the launch article. Who is to believe the hard-won results after so much advertising balsam? And hello, testing complex components requires more basic knowledge and expertise than superficial clowning of notebooks and colorful Lego heaps, end quote. Now, that's a translated quote, and I imagine the German sounded much more harsh. Number one. Number two, he is alluding to Avram's inexperience and just flat out no education when it comes to the tech sector.
Yeah.
Because Avram comes from space.com and tomsguides.com, which posted very loose articles, basically consumer report style things on laptops. Ooh, I like the way it feels, and it feels nice and fast.
Feels heavy, so it must be good quality.
Right, with no real performance metrics and no in-depth dives into hardware. And he posted articles on Lego. That's where Avram comes from. And all of a sudden, he's bringing that same formula to Tom's Hardware. Tom's Hardware didn't do that. Tom's Hardware was one of 3 sites that I could go to get power supply reviews and actually know the load limits of a power supply. And I could get a breakdown on the VRM construction of X motherboard. Not this, you should totally buy it because who doesn't want to be an early adopter, you stupid piece of crap?
It's just a horrible line. I mean, that is a drunk line. It really was. But I do bet, though, that Avram or whatever, he probably just adopted that position.
Yep.
You know, it was just, like you said, third one in 6 months. It was,
right.
You're next.
We need an editor-in-chief. That space guy gets good clicks.
He gets it. Hey, you want a $30,000 a year raise?
Right.
Yeah!
So, and here's where it gets extra dicey. Like I said, so that was Igor's quote on the Tom's Hardware forum. That quote has been deleted by Tom's Hardware. And Igor has been banned from the forum. Not only that, there are multiple editors and authors from both Tom's Hardware DE and Tom's Hardware US that have spoken out on the forum. Yeah. They've all been banned. So they're authors on the site, but they can't post questions or responses in their own forum. And Avram was allegedly going through, and almost 50% of the comments of that article have been deleted. And like I said, the article has been edited no less than 10 times has been found to change the wording of it, to make it less damning and less drunkard.
Oh my gosh. That would be a fun Reddit site to see all the different posts and different editorial stuff. I wouldn't give it a couple days, it'll be there.
You see this one? So yeah, oh no, Reddit's all over this. Trust me, they're all over this.
Yeah, but I just can't wait for. We're gonna get snapshots of every version of the article. You know, someone already did it.
Yeah, but Tweaktown put it best: how to commit journalistic suicide in less than 4 days. Yeah. And how I put it, Tom's Guide to Lose Friends and Alienate People. Yeah, it's so many questions on how you conduct your business and what journalistic integrity means to a business. I know in my personal dealings with journalistic integrity, when I get a sponsored part, like these chairs are technically a sponsored part. I asked for these chairs to be sent over, and they sent them free of charge, and the agreement is that I'll use them on the show and that I would post a video review of them. I had full journalistic integrity of the video review. I could say whatever I wanted about it. You notice I still don't have the lumbar support on them because the lumbar support sucks. And I was very honest about that in the article, or in the video that I posted. I've gotten hardware for review before. The Sound Blaster G6 was a review sample.
Early on your track thing, remember that early track? I think
that wasn't a review sample.
It wasn't?
No, that was the CEO of that company yelling at me for bashing his product. That one was really funny. We won't get into that now. But I do receive some review samples from companies. If I feel they need disclosed, I do disclose them. But when you send me a product, you get a 100% honest review from me. And I'm going to put everything good and everything bad that I found if it merits mentioning in the review.
Yeah.
There are some good things I didn't include in the Sound Blaster G6 review, and there's a couple bad things that I didn't include in the review.
There's some things you do have to okay, do I need to make a 30-minute video on this?
Right.
Do I... No. And do these things actually matter in the overall big scheme of everything?
Right. For every 1 minute of video that makes it into my videos on the channel, about 10 minutes is on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
I do a lot of recording and a lot of different takes to make sure my words are correct when I'm speaking. Some of the videos I pre-write, I script, and I read a teleprompter to make sure the phrasing is exactly the way I want it to be. Because sometimes the way I talk, I want to make sure I am making the exact point I want to make. There's a couple more videos that I do just seat of the pants kind of style, where I know the talking points that I have, and I'll have the notes in front of me. But the video itself is very loose.
Yeah.
I want it to feel more natural, and my unboxing videos are much more natural.
Yeah.
So I scripted the intro to the creative one, and then the rest of that was natural delivery. And boy, there were a lot of the raw cut of that video, just like the good cuts of that video, where I didn't stumble over a sentence, was 28 minutes long, and I cut it down to 17 minutes.
Yeah,
so there's points in that video that I didn't include, both good and bad. Regan, $5. Who is Tom? I thought it was a hardware store at first, but then I became enlightened. Yep. But yeah, if I feel something needs to be disclosed, like I have a long-term agreement to use these chairs on the channel, I felt that needed to be disclosed. So I said, yes, Gandia sent these chairs over for review and for use on the channel. The Sound Blaster G6 was a review sample, but the only obligation I'm under is to review that product.
We sent it to your review. You did a review.
Right.
You're done.
Totally.
End of deal.
Right. And I've done the same thing with Modders Inc. I've gotten a number of review samples for them as well. I've gotten cases and I've gotten this. Those are obligation free. We want you to post a review and that's it.
Yeah.
And we have no control over the content that's in the review. And I've spoken to a couple people saying, I'll do a review, but I have 100% say in the content. Well, no, we want you to say this. No, I'm not going to say that. Mm-hmm. If it's merited, and if
if it does do that, I will gladly say it. But if it doesn't, I will gladly say it doesn't do it.
Right. If I find it on my own terms, or if I phrase it that way, I'll say it that way. But I want to phrase things my own way because you're asking for my honest review.
Yeah.
And if my honest review isn't phrased that way, then it's not phrased that way.
Yeah.
So
then I'm not Jeff. Welcome to Craft Computing.
Right. I'm just an Nvidia shill or an AMD whore or an Intel suck up. Or,
yeah, exactly. No, and that's the best part too. I think that's how all reviews should be. But that's the thing. You always have to take good reviews as that. It should be just their opinion too. And that's the thing. Jeff, it's what he uses it for, his experience. Someone else might buy that sound card and be like, this is crap. Well, Jeff's saying, well, this is what I'm using it for. This was good for me.
Right.
What's good for Jeff or for me is not good for you.
Right. And there's a number of reviewers, and you can always tell the good reviewers from the bad reviewers, is because they'll say, I want you to take a swath of like 10 reviewers. Don't just take my word for it, because I'm using it through my narrow scope. It's my experience and my personal opinion and my issues and my good points. Yeah. That's what you're listening to me for. But if you're looking to buy this product and if you want an unbiased review, go watch 5 reviews.
Yeah.
And get a general consensus of what this product is. Because I might have an issue with it that someone else doesn't have. And maybe they have an issue that I don't have. And maybe I love the way this thing sounds. And maybe they hate the way this thing sounds. So it's all a matter of opinion and perspective.
Yeah.
But one thing you'll always get on this channel is an honest opinion.
Like, we need another beer.
Yeah.
That's,
John,
that's
you are a gentleman and a scholar to notice that.
That one?
Yeah.
Since we did both stouts, we could probably just use the same
glass.
glass.
Just use the same glass.
All right.
Let's see if I can still
whip it out.
I cheated on the second one. I just grabbed the other side.
Aha, I'm going to pour this.
Yeah, you pour this one. Damn it. He's on to me.
I see how he does it.
The problem with these is some of them are 22s and some of them are 26s.
Yeah.
And so the pour line is different. I think I still got more.
That's fine.
Close enough.
It's your show, Jeff.
That's right. That's pretty close.
I think mine is bigger glass. It felt thicker.
Yeah.
That's got an interesting aroma to it.
Wow.
So hang on. This was
it's an Indian style export stout is what it says.
It's Madras curry, cumin, cayenne, coconut, and kaffir lime. Kaffir? Kaffir.
Okay, I smell the coconut. A lot of coconut.
Yeah, a lot of coconut.
I got to dig through that. Hold on.
So I think it's supposed to be like coconut curry. Like a coconut curry stout.
Yeah. I'm getting a little curry now.
Oh, that back flavor.
I haven't swallowed yet. Don't do that to me. Oh!
I kind of like it. I'm digging it. That's an honest review right there.
What the hell is that?
It's
I'm going to use a quote from John from over a year ago. Curiosity killed the cat.
It's weird because it's not like the very initial flavor. It's very subtle. Mm-hmm. It just tastes like a stout. You're like, oh, all the flavors are subtle. And then you swallow it. And then your taste buds just...
And that spice just ignites.
Ignites! Yeah, you're just like, what is this? But it's not overly, like, burning, but it's just super lingering.
The back of my throat is like I had General Tso chicken 20 minutes ago.
Yes. It's not like super powerful, but
Right.
but it is like I just had pepper,
Right.
or something spicy, and it's still lingering.
Yeah. You trade this with Reverend?
No.
No, who? Oh, this was the Chicago guys.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, you bought this.
Point, yeah.
Okay.
Point.
Yeah. Regan, $2. Not gonna lie, looks like root beer.
I mean, most stouts.
Yeah.
It's a dark beer.
It's a very dark beer.
It's a very dark beer, but it's not like black. But yeah, there is some brownness to it.
Yeah. Just on the edges. But I'm digging for the lime. That's what I'm trying to find.
Maybe it's in the aroma. I don't know. You do taste all of the spices, and the coconut is there.
The coconut is very forward, especially in the smell.
Yeah,
a little less in the flavor.
Yeah.
But very forward in the smell. Boy, that third drink is almost killing my taste buds.
Really?
It's like numbing me.
I'm kind of digging it. I'm digging it. You know, it would be. I think this would be so good if it was bourbon barrel aged. To smooth out,
it would smooth it out.
Smooth out the spiciness, but it'd still give a kick.
I think that's my problem with it right now. Is the back flavor is unpleasant.
Yeah, it is unpleasant. But then I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep drinking to please it.
Right.
If you don't like spices, thank you. We are the best nerds.
APN. These guys are the best nerds I've ever seen. Yeah, I still can't find the lime. I found the curry. I found the coconut. And we definitely found the cumin.
Oh, yeah.
The cumin is very much on the back. Yeah, I can't find any lime, and I'm a little disappointed by that. Because I think it would help if it was a little bit more forward.
It's just interesting. It's very interesting.
Yes.
It's not bad, but it's not like, wow, but it is interesting. It's what I guess I would expect from a weird Ballast Point beer.
It's very true. Ooh, I got a little lime there.
If you dig for it.
I let it sit on my tongue, and then I kind of swished it real quick. And there's a little bit of lime right on the top of that swish. Not much, and it didn't last hardly at all. But it's there.
I had to really think about
think about what does lime taste like inside of curry. There it is. Found it.
Oh, did you see that video I posted on Steve of the ramen beer?
Yes. No.
So it's not actual beer. It's just ramen.
I don't care.
And they serve it in a big German, shine. Yeah. And then they put artificial foam on top.
Yeah.
So, but it looks, because ramen has the color of beer, that nice brown, golden, amber color.
Yeah.
So it looks like people are drinking it. I was like, oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd love it. I love a good ramen.
So.
Anyway.
So yeah, Tom's Hardware. They've definitely seen some better days. They used to be very highly respected over about the last, I'd say 12 to 18 months. They've posted an article a month that's just kind of sketchy, and this one might have put them over the top.
Yeah.
So, future, good luck to you.
It's time for John's Hardware.
That's right.
Yeah, this hardware goes pretty good. Goes good with a stout.
Goes good with a stout.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying this. I am loving these chairs tonight.
You know, I'm enjoying the chair a lot more than I did the last time I was on.
Yeah.
It's a little less stiff.
Yep. It's broken in just a little bit.
It's broken in just a little bit, just enough to where oh yeah, I remember this.
And notice I left the arms on your guys.
Yes.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't like arms on my chair.
I like arms. Well, usually I don't. That's why I usually like ones that fold up. Mm-hmm. Usually if I play a guitar or something.
Yeah, my last chair did that.
Yeah, that's usually what I like. If I can get a chair that does that,
yep,
I'm usually happy.
So
it's got a good rock motion to it. I like that.
Yeah,
just enough give and spring back.
Yep. So yeah, what is this? 2.5 weeks in, still digging the chairs, Gamdius.
And they didn't even pay for that.
I didn't pay for anything. They just sent the chairs over. So. Okay. So, Intel. Getting into some Intel news here. Intel.
Getting into the whiskey business was what I was really hoping.
Yeah.
When you posted, I was like, all right!
Intel whiskey!
Oh.
Mobile CPUs. Not even good ones. 15 watts.
I know. I was like, this just put the word whiskey and crap PCUs
No, we
together.
knew Whiskey Lake was coming. Whiskey Lake is their 9th gen CPUs. However, they're putting Whiskey Lake on 8th gen SKUs.
Which basically makes them useless.
So, we've talked about internal struggles at Intel to continue pushing their own envelope. Because, again, all they're trying to do is shrink the same dies down and improve processes at this point.
15,
they're not
20%.
They're not getting anywhere fast. So Intel on, I think it was Monday, I want to say. No, yesterday.
Yesterday. It's updated yesterday.
Wow. Yesterday announced new mobile processors for the 8th gen Intel chipsets. And what these are basically rebadged Kaby Lake with a couple of extra features on a new chipset. And that's it.
Yeah.
Much the same way that the Kaby Lake mobiles were based on the Sandy Bridge mobile. Or Sandy Bridge.
Sandy Lake. No,
Ivy Lake. Whatever 7000 series was in the desktop, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah. Amber Lake? No. Cabby?
KB is KB is 7th gen. Gosh. KB is your 8th gen. See how confusing Intel's made this? So basically, these mobile chips are based on the 7000 series desktop chips.
Okay.
And we knew that already. This 8th gen launch is the same as the Kaby Lake refresh, which is the same as the 7000 series desktop chip on the mobile platform. Are 15 watt and 5 watt processors, both without extra embedded DRAM for graphics. So it shares graphics memory with your RAM.
Yeah.
And herein lies the rub. There's nothing different about these CPUs other than the SKU, and they added USB 3.1 support, and they added 802.11ac Wi-Fi, and all you need to add is a controller for that Wi-Fi. That's it. That's all they changed from the existing 8th gen mobile chips.
And how much extra do you think they're going to charge?
They're going to charge about the same price. They're going to charge $409 for the i7, $300 for the i5, and $281 for the i3, which is really stupid because at $281 you're getting 2 cores, 4 threads, and at $297 you're getting 4 core, 8 thread. So
might as well just go for that one.
Right, but we're going to see a heck of a lot of i3s because that's where the manufacturers can make money.
Yep.
Skylake, thank you. Skylake.
Ah, there we go.
Skylake
like
CPUs.
Skyfall, yeah. Did I say that? Or did I say
No, you said Sandy Lake, which Sandy Bridge was 2000 series desktop.
Okay.
There's Sandy, there's Ivy, there's Haswell, there's
Skynet. Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But you know everyone's going to come out with all the infomercials and picture or things of get the brand new iCore or with the new iCore 3 mobile chip inside the newest generation, so powerful it'll blow your socks off.
Here's the thing. These are no more powerful and no less powerful than the 8th gen chips that we're already at. Yep. In fact, all they're doing is they're changing the model number and going, now we have USB 3.1 support on board instead of using a separate controller. Ooh. So I should pay more for that? Well, yeah. Yeah, you should. They're also coming out with 5 watt chips with the same thing and still LPDDR3 support on all of them and DDR4 only on the 15 watt chips.
Yeah.
It's the same song and dance over and over. It's the same repetitive hardware, and it's the same lack of any forward progress. Meanwhile, all they're doing is muddling their own market with, well, which chip do I buy? Do I buy this version of the 8th gen chip, or do I buy the last version of the 8th gen chip? Is an 8th gen chip actually an 8th gen chip, or is it a 7th gen chip? No one knows, because there's like 36 Intel SKUs for the 8th and 7th gen mobile chips.
I know, you're going to go in with this big old list of like, all right, hang on, what is this processor?
Do you know how many Ryzen mobile chips are on the market? Do you know?
I don't. I'm going to guess
4.
3. Okay, that's close.
4. There's a Ryzen 7 2600U. There's a Ryzen 5 2500U. There's a Ryzen 3 2400U, and there's a Ryzen 3 2200U. And you know what differentiates them? There's a 2-core 4-thread, a 4-core 4-thread, and 2 4-core 8 threads. And then the level of graphics that are integrated. And that's it.
So really, the only two you have to worry about are the two top tier ones. You're
Right.
like, I can get those two confused.
Right.
That's it. So it's pretty simple to understand.
Yeah,
the
the Ryzen 3 2200U is a 2x4. The Ryzen 3 2400U is a 4x4. The 2500U, which I own in that laptop right there, is a 4x8.
Okay.
And
the
then
other one's a 4x8.
and then the 2600U is a 4x8.
Yeah.
And it's Vega 3, Vega 6, Vega 8, and Vega 10. That's it. That's it. That's how they do their mobile chips. And you know what? They're selling.
And they're good chips.
And they're good chips. I'm very impressed with this chip. We'll be video editing on this chip this weekend.
Yep.
Live from PAX West.
We might be at that 1.5% while we're editing. Just stay close to Jeff's articles during that time, his tweets.
You should totally buy RTX!
Oh my god, this is such the greatest game ever. Just buy it.
Just buy it. Why are you standing there?
But see, that's how I am with my beer reviews.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. I just buy this. This is good.
Especially your third one on a Sunday.
Just buy it. It's good.
So are you were reviewing that IPA this Sunday?
No, I don't know when I had to do it within the next 30 days or else it goes bad.
Right.
And
you need to call me over for that review. I will do that review.
That's the one. I was like, this is going to be a great review, but it's going to be so hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta have you over too when Nate comes over.
Yes.
We have.
Oh yeah.
We have a very I have a very special friend who him and I have been coming up together, and we might be doing the past 50 years of beer. So he has tracked down beer from the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s to 2010.
Like can-sealed
stuff.
Wow.
And we might just plop it all in.
Dude.
Like, let's taste the 50 years worth of beer.
Dude.
It's going to be bad or good. Let's just try it.
Count me in.
Yeah.
Count me in.
It's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad.
It's going to be bad, but it's like, I got to try 50-year-old beer.
Yeah. But anyway, my greater point on the Intel SKUs is there's nothing new here. There's no progress. There's no marching forward, and it's been very clear that Intel is having a really hard time getting to that next step, getting from the 7th gen, which Skylake, I know that now, was fantastic. And Kaby Lake was, okay, all you did is overclock Skylake kind of a little more than you should because you had to stay in front of AMD.
Yeah.
And all you did is confuse the market by using artificial tiers, much like Apple does on a lot of products, by saying, well, we're going to turn off hyper-threading for the i5, but it's still going to have 6 cores. And you know what? The 8350K would probably cannibalize the 8400, so we're going to only make that a 4-core 4-thread instead of the traditional hyper-threading that's been on the i3 at that level, at the K level. And we're still going to have the 8400 and the 8500, and then there's the 8600K, which is the overclockable SKU. So you have to skip a couple SKUs between the 8350K, which is a 4-core 4-thread, to the 8600K, which is a 6-core 6-thread. Then there's the 8700K, which is the 6-core 12-thread. Oh, and then we're going to make a special edition, which is just a binned 8700K at an 8086.
Well, hey, let's make a limited edition homage to one that we built 10 years ago.
Right.
Does it do anything special? No, but we're going to charge double the price.
Special i7 920K.
Yeah.
Right.
You know that's going to come out.
I'd buy it. And that's the problem. So it's increasingly frustrating with Intel because they're trying the same old tricks, but the problem is there's competition in the market now. And the same old tricks don't work when there's competition.
Yeah.
And Intel's finding that out the hard way. So, yeah, it's a lot of the same news from Intel. They came out with 6 new SKUs. 6 new SKUs, and none of them matter.
Wow, we crunched the die a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that's about it.
Yep. We squeezed a USB 3.1 controller onto it. So, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we did. That's all we managed to do.
That's
certainly didn't do a die shrink. Couldn't do that. So yeah, and I for one am really curious as to what AMD is going to look like when it hits 7 nanometer across the board. When they've got 7 nanometer Navi GPUs, when they've got 7 nanometer Ryzen CPUs, when they've got 7 nanometer Threadrippers, and when they've got 7 nanometer mobile chips.
Oh my gosh, the mobile chip one would be just awesome to have.
These are already beating Intel spec for spec.
Really?
The Ryzen 2nd gen mobile. They're already beating Intel spec for spec. In efficiency, performance across the board. They're just...
Now what about for, gaming? Now is that just for everyday stuff, or we're talking for
everyday and for gaming?
Yeah, really?
Yep.
Video editing?
I haven't video edited yet on this, but we're going to give it a test drive this
out.
weekend. We're going to see if it works. But no, it's a 2500U, has a Vega 8 on board. It has 8 gigabytes of dual channel DDR4. And rocking little system.
Yeah.
So
you told me it wasn't even that expensive either.
$599.
That's college level laptop.
Yeah.
Price right there,
For an all metal laptop with a quad core 8 thread, 8 gigs of dual channel, best performance you can buy for the $1.
Yeah.
$599. So we also have pricing leaks for Intel's next gen desktop chips.
What they do?
Which I'm going to have a lot of the same conversation right here, now.
I know. All right, let's go back to the original article.
Let's just rewind this 10 minutes, replay the tape, but everywhere I say laptop or mobile, just replace with desktop.
Yeah, just replace this one and say 9th gen.
Yep. So, price leaks via PC Mag for Intel 9th gen chips. And it's expected that the 9900K, it's pretty much known, that the 9900K is going to be an 8-core, 16-thread chip. Oh, something to compete with Ryzen. So, and these may launch by around October 1st. So within the next couple of months. So Intel may be competing thread for thread with Ryzen here very quickly. 3 stories leaked for pricing with the i9 9900K. By the way, it's not the i7, it's the i9. Which is expected to be a soldered CPU, not a thermal interface material CPU. There's the i7 9700K, which is going to be a 6-core, 6-thread. So again, they're muddling the market. And 9's a bigger number, so that needs to be better. How can we differentiate it? Make it not have hyper-threading anymore.
Your ad blockers.
Yeah. There's like 3 ad blockers running on here.
Is there?
And they still play, That's why I don't go to PC Mag that often, but this one had the best article. There's the i7 9700K. There's an i5 9600K. And if they were to quote the most expensive price, that being the i9 9900K, it's expected to cost $534. And the article says, still expensive, but certainly not bank-breaking.
My butt. $535 for a CPU.
Did you see the latest price drops for Threadripper 1900X? AMD's 8-core, 16-threaded Threadripper CPU?
Wasn't it like a $300?
$300, $299. You can get a Threadripper 1900X today for $299. You can get a Ryzen 7 2700X for $320. 8 cores, 16 threads, overclocks pretty easily to 4.2.
So you could basically go and buy one of those and still have money for a decent graphics card.
Yeah. You could still have money for a 1060/1070 level graphics card.
Yeah. So you could go buy a brand new processor, a really decent graphics card, and probably play any game out there right now for the next couple of years.
Yep.
And be set for a long time.
Yeah.
Before you even touch the price of the 990K.
Hey, do I have a Amazon affiliate link and review for those coasters? These are actually from a local casino. They're glass coasters. They're very nice. They're a frosted glass, but they're from Spirit Mountain Casino in Grand Ronde, Oregon.
Yeah.
And it's just
you were thinking about getting coasters.
I had a guy supposedly on Etsy who was going to make me some, and I sent him all my artwork, and he was going to send some over, and I was going to do a product plug for him, and he never sent anything.
So maybe go on Etsy. There might
be some craft computing coasters on Etsy. I have no freaking clue at this point. All I know is I will be selling bottle openers before too long.
Yes.
So
maybe the next thing will be coasters.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I've thought about...
you know what would be really cool is if they could, like, stick the bottle opener in there and pull it in and out.
That'd be some custom work.
It would be some custom work, but, I wonder if anyone has ever done that in general. Of like, hey, here coasters.
Integrate a bottle opener into a coaster.
Integrate a bottle opener into a coaster.
I like that idea.
Right?
Boy, I wonder if I can contract with a local machine shop. There's a metal fab shop like 3 miles down the road.
I wonder if you can just name.
That's an idea.
He does all that work.
Yeah. Some custom fab products from craft computing.
All neighbors would be like, hey, give me a couple of beers. I don't care.
About the price drops, Jeff, which one is better, the R7 1700 or the R5 2600? The R7 1700 is still 2 cores, 4 threads more than the R5 2600. That said, the R5 2600 is much better performing in gaming, has much better memory compatibility, and much better overclocking. The Ryzen 7 1700 I've dealt with a couple of times. I can't seem to get it above 4 gigahertz. And in fact, one of the clocks that I did a clock this weekend, I got a 3.9, but it was at 1.4 volts. I did a clock on it maybe 6 months ago. I think a 3.8 was the highest stable that I could achieve on that.
Yeah, but 3.2 should be fine for anything.
Right, it's still solid, and they have a 3.4 base, so it's not outrageous. But from a pure value perspective, and again, it depends on what you're doing. If you're doing like Adobe Premiere work, Ryzen 7 1700 all day long, because 2 core 4 thread, heck yes, that's what you need. If you're gaming, Ryzen 5 2600, great CPU. I have been thrilled with that CPU. I've got a 4.2 gigahertz overclock. I'm running 3200 speed RAM in it, and in fact, I've had it running at 3466 before. Which good luck getting most Ryzen first gen CPUs above 3000 megahertz for memory. With XMP, with anything, they don't run above 3000. My Threadripper 1900X runs at 3066, and that's amazing. So yeah, depends on what you do.
Both good.
Both good. I really like the 2600 though, for gaming performance and for a little bit of better overclocking. Poor i8 doesn't exist. Neither does the i6 unless you're BMW.
Oh, the i6 is a good car.
It is a good car. Oh, so yeah, Intel. I continue to be disappointed.
I don't know. We're gonna see these articles probably for the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, Intel already has a skew of, look, these are all lined up. This is what we're stuck with for the next X amount of years, which is probably 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even 5. I really hope it's not 5.
I think it's going to be 3. Intel has a lot more resources than AMD does.
Yeah, so 3 years. We'll probably get something in 2 years, and then the 2.5 year one, we're going to hear a bunch of leaks.
Yeah.
This is what's coming out. And that's when they'll probably make their boom. But during that time, how far can Ryzen push their things, push everything that they're doing? Mm-hmm. How much of the market can they take away from Intel and keep from Intel? And then Intel, really, you're going to have to wait for the second generation of what they're going to announce to really, is it worth buying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we're just going to be seeing a lot of really bad stuff. I think Intel needs to get out of its, niche of what they're trying to do. The same old thing that they've been plugging away for the past 10 years.
The problem is they've got nothing left in the pipeline.
Exactly.
They don't have anything to shift to, and a shift takes years.
Even just different, advertising or wordage or, I don't know. There's just all
that is a good point.
Because
all they're doing is the same tricks, as I pointed out earlier.
Yeah, even if they're doing the same tricks, but if you word it differently, if you advertise it differently, if you promoted it differently, I think they wouldn't come off as being, I don't know, Intel almost, to me, comes off as the guy with the cap and the monocle and the pipe and twirling his watch.
Yep.
As AMD is the guy in the garage making his business trying to work and giving you quality. type of a thing. That's how Ryzen comes off to me.
Which is why Ryzen rose from $5 per share to $27 per share this week.
Really? I gotta go buy some Ryzen stocks.
You should have bought some in December.
I'll still pay $27.
Yep. Yeah, it might not be a bad buy right now anyway.
Yeah, buy it now, sell it in 3 years.
Is it possible to do a computer build under $1,000 that's good for gaming, for playing games like Dying Light and We Happy Few? Yeah, absolutely. I did a $1,000 build with a Ryzen 5 2600 and a 1066 gig not long ago. Today, that same budget can probably get you a 1070, brand new. Because that was done with a $269 price point on a 1060. It doesn't cost that for a 1060 anymore. So yeah, you could totally follow that guide, and that was even with a nice case. That was with a $110 case, the Corsair Crystal 280X.
That was still during the peak of the mining time.
Right. It was right on the tail end of it.
Tail. But still, cards were still not as cheap as they are now.
Right.
Even if you wait a while and dig around, find a couple of used things, you might even find a TI that you might even be able to hook up yourself up with.
I have seen 1080 Ti's for about $450 locally, and our market locally sucks for used hardware.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible for used hardware.
Oh.
That's why I haven't gotten into the bargain hunts and things like that, because I'd love to do content like that, but there's nothing around.
No. But yeah, and also, perhaps you already have some hardware lying around, too. So, that's still good stuff.
Yep. So, yeah, you could totally do a $1,000 build very easily.
No, usually half the time if I rebuild something, it's usually about $1,000. I'm like, there we go, $1,000, and
yep.
I'm good for a while.
Yep. So, who here is into virtual reality? Raise your hand. I can't see you. Sorry.
You in the back.
You in the back. Yeah, you. Sorry, I was struggling for some kind of segue. That one fell flat. I knew it was going to fall flat, but you had to do something. So Acer is announcing the OJO 500, a Windows mixed reality headset with a 100-degree field of view, 90 hertz refresh rate, and a 2880 by 1440 panel resolution for $399.
I don't know. I still think that's expensive.
No.
No?
No.
I just thought for the virtual reality, and now this seems to be a bit more high-end pair set. I get that. But how much is the brand new Oculus Rift?
Oculus Rift's $399.
Is it? Mm-hmm. I would probably go with that, though, because it's the brand everyone's going with.
Totally. Well, actually, I would say actually more Vives are probably selling than Rifts, even with the price difference.
Or even that, yeah.
The Vive provides the best, in my opinion, full standing, out of the box. You want 10-foot by 10-foot space to be able to walk around it. It provides the best experience far enough.
And then this also has those camera sensor on the, I forget what they're called.
This is called inside-out camera.
Inside-out
camera, sensing.
Where, I mean, really, if your arms go too far back, too far a direction, they're gone. Whereas the Vive does not have that.
Correct. Both the Vive and the Oculus Rift do 360 tracking, although the Vive does it better, especially in a larger space.
Yeah.
The Oculus has slightly better fidelity and slightly better field of view, although this is boasting a 100-degree field of view, which is right at what the Oculus has. The problem with the Windows mixed reality headsets thus far is they're a little bit more constricted. They're a little bit more narrow. And this could change that. And at $399, it's directly competitive with an Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
I will say I only ran into a couple of games that I had problems playing in a full-scale VR experience. One of them was Gorn, where I'm expected to swing something and constantly do actions that are outside your own vision.
Yeah.
And Super Hot. Because
that's a great game.
But it's because I'm really good at Super Hot, and I was used to seeing a gun fly over my head and reaching up and just being able to snag it, and I couldn't do that anymore. You had to physically look at where you were grabbing. Beyond that, I didn't have really any problems playing any of the games that I play. So, but at $399, it's certainly a compelling option.
Yes. Is it me, or just the logo or the Ojo look like the face of Dilbert? Yeah, no, go up. Just the O, the capital O, the J, the O. Just the two eyes.
You might be onto something there.
I bet it actually is called that because it looks like a face.
Yeah.
See, two eyes and a nose.
Yeah.
I bet it is. Or the people at Gilbert, you can sue them.
Yeah. Scott Adams, get on it.
There you go.
It's not expensive by VR standards, but it's still expensive. I do kind of agree with that. What's a decent gaming monitor cost today? Really, a gaming monitor cost of entry is about $350 to get something with FreeSync or to get something that's more than your 1080p TN or IPS panel. Because you can get a 24-inch or 27-inch panel for $180, as quoted by Tom's Hardware. Abram says you can get a 24-inch panel for $150, brand new. You can get a 24-inch decent gaming panel that you can drive at 60 FPS for $150. When you jump up to the next level where you want to go 144 hertz and I want some kind of adaptive refresh, I want FreeSync, you're looking at $349. If you want G-Sync, you're looking at $549.
Yeah.
So you're looking at an OLED or IPS screen that is relatively adaptive refresh. You're looking at it in a small form factor with motion sensing, with controllers, with everything. It's really not a bad price.
No.
Is VR worth it to get if you have a dorm room? I would still say kind of yes.
Well, I guess
there's some experiences that you're going to be limited.
Yes, but I would almost say that this style, the in and out,
the Windows mixed reality.
Well, the Windows mixed reality with the in and out,
inside out,
would actually be better than the Vive with the sensors. That's where you're having to plug it in. This is the sensors are built into your headset, so you're good to go wherever you're at. Possibly not this one. Maybe the Windows Mixed Reality for $199.
Right. The Lenovo Explorer, which is the Windows Mixed Reality headset that I have. It was $199 when I bought it. I still use that headset today more than I do my HTC Vive, and I have a full setup upstairs for the HTC Vive. I use the Windows Mixed Reality more because I'm often playing down here on my Threadripper PC. And
you don't have your sensors.
I don't have the sensors mounted down here, and it's plug and play. I plug in the HDMI, I plug in the USB, I put on the headset, and I play. There's no setup. There's no.
Well, that's what I think for a dorm and or small living space. Would be beneficial.
And there's a number of games that don't require room scale play.
No.
You can play Fallout 4 by standing in place.
Yeah.
Or even by sitting.
If you can put your arms out and do a 360 twist and not hit anything, you're good for about 85 to 90% of the games that are out there.
Totally. There's a couple that you can't play. You're not going to be able to play Super Hot. You're not going to be able to play Gorn, which, I'm sorry, those are phenomenal games.
If you can move around a bit. You don't need a big space, but if you can at least move around a bit, then you could still play those games.
The way I play here in my office is I will plant one foot, like I'll plant my left foot in the center of my play area, and my left foot stays planted. And what I'll do is I'll step with my right, and then I can reach out. And if I want to turn, I pivot on my left foot, and I step out with my right, and I reach with an arm.
So if you play basketball a lot, you'll be used to those moves.
Right, exactly. Just do a center post up, and you're good to go. But yeah, I would say it's absolutely worth it. So yeah, if you're looking for an alternative Windows Mixed Reality headset with better specs than any of them that are on the market right now, maybe other than the Samsung Odyssey, which is $499, but that has an OLED screen. This is, I believe, still a TN or maybe a VR panel or a VT panel.
I thought it was two panels.
Yeah, 2 panels, but I don't think it said what they are. As far as the
no, it did not say that. No.
I believe they're probably VA or TN panels, maybe IPS if we're really lucky. But $399 for a 2880 by 1800 or 1440 resolution. You're looking at a 3K resolution screen, 100-degree field of view, and a 90 hertz refresh rate. That's a good buy at $399.
You're not going to get sick at that rate.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
That's going to be the nice part.
Even at 60, I find myself not getting sick, although I'm less prone to sickness than a lot of people are.
Yeah. So that 90 will help you. If you are even slightly, that will help you.
Yes.
If you can't afford the higher end, the 120s, for people that severely get sick, maybe don't have them.
Yep.
Be on the roller coaster ones.
Right. Those roller coasters on the cell phones.
Those are horrible. That's what turns everyone off on VR.
Yeah.
Because there's like, Okay, here we go. I'm at 40 hertz.
Yeah.
It's just like a real roller coaster. No.
Who would have thought that strapping a cell phone to your face was a bad experience? Yeah. What else do we have?
I don't know. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, I do. I do want to talk about this one. So, Acer also has announced, or teased rather, a Dual-Xeon powered Predator X desktop available this winter.
Look at that case.
And they said, you know what's better than one Xeon? Two Xeons. Get the best performance out of gaming that you could put. No, that's not how Xeons work.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, they did. They had a Twitter post today that said, you know what's better for gaming than one Xeon? Two Xeons.
You know what's better than 1X? 2Xs.
Right.
And then we get into the 3X realm.
Right.
I can't wait for Predator Triple X.
Yeah.
Cases.
Xander Cage.
That's not what I was thinking.
I know you are. I was trying to keep it clean.
I know. I didn't say anything.
I didn't know Nick Fury was in Xander Cage.
Was he? Oh, you're stupid. Anyways.
So anyway, Acer
Two
teased,
double processors.
So Acer teased a Dual-Xeon CPU based on the 37 whatever the hell socket that is. Intel's 28 core, not overclockable but overclockable, not air cooled but we needed a water chiller CPU.
Yeah, we need a freezer.
Yeah, needed a freezer and to rent out the warehouse behind us and
we need our own power plant.
right. Bring in a couple transformers to run in your basement. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. You'll never need a heater ever again.
So anyway, they tweeted this out today, and it was later picked up by The Verge that they're coming out with a Dual-Xeon system, and it really is marketed towards gamers. It's
extreme gamers.
It's a Predator X. It's a real aggressive-looking case. It's the Predator lineup, which is their high-end gaming, not their workstation line. It's their high-end gaming line. Usual assortment of grills, vents, LEDs, and a massive Predator logo on the side, but what's inside the Predator X is far more interesting. 2 Intel Xeon processors, up to 12 ECC DIMM slots for RAM. Taken together, that's a huge amount of firepower that the Predator X will, in theory, be able to offer. However...
It's a big however.
This will not increase your performance in gaming. Today, the 8700K, or rather the 8086K, is still the best performing processor in gaming. Bar none. There's nothing better that exists.
Give Ryzen a few years.
Give them
1 year.
5 months.
Yeah.
Give them till March. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know, but I know.
We've talked about it.
I've heard through the grapevine that AMD may be taking the crown from Intel across the board come March. Ooh. So, spoiler alert.
Spoiler for March episode.
I've heard through an unconfirmed source. God, I hate that phrase. I've heard through an unconfirmed source, through the grapevine, AMD is going to be taking the performance crown from Intel. And they may be charging towards like 1080 Ti territory with Navi GPUs as well.
Really?
Yeah.
So we might be going all.
We
AMD
all of a sudden
systems.
might have some pretty darn compelling offerings from Team Red across the board. That's what I've heard.
Well, this is going to be the next gen versions of Reds.
Yeah.
Not the
not the right now.
Not the right now.
The launching on the enterprise sector with in December. Yeah. Launching on the enterprise sector in December with both GPUs and CPUs, and then launching in March on the consumer side, and possibly May on the GPU side.
So would you say, like, right now we're in standard Star Trek red shirts, and then those ones will be the next gen Star Trek red shirts? Those will be the next gen. They're up for command. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Yep.
Beforehand, every time you red shirt, you die.
I wouldn't even call them red shirts right now. I'd call them yellow shirts. I'd call them engineering.
Okay.
Not even blue shirts. They're not even science team. They're engineering.
But come next season,
Yep.
Next gen, when the TNG comes out.
Everyone knows the third generation is the best.
No.
We've had this argument before, and you
so-
keep
not.
bringing it up.
It's so not.
You keep bringing it up.
We can get to that toward the end.
Yes, we can. We can get to that.
This is how the show.
Which is the better Star Trek?
This is how the shows get 3 hours.
That's
to
what
4
this
hours
timer
long.
is
I
for.
understand that, but still, when we start talking Star Trek, you know that timer means absolutely nothing.
Do you realize
to
we
either
only
of us.
had 100 minutes worth of talk time in this episode, and I am trying to stretch it by going a little bit more.
I know,
Yeah.
but still,
Even according to my timer, I had 100 minutes of talk time in a 120-minute show.
Oh, we're not going back. Are we doing this one too? This is the same one.
Yeah, it's the same article.
Okay,
It's just a different.
Different. Okay.
What that one was I had already 2 articles from Tweaktown. I didn't want to give them a third. I really try to spread my news sources out.
Yeah.
I don't want to just go, oh look, I browsed the
I
front
found
page
one,
of Engadget, and we're just going to read the front page of Engadget today.
That's a slow news week when we do that.
Yeah,
We've done that before.
we've done that once. It's like, what else do we talk about? I don't know. What's on page 2? So, what are you going to play on that new Acer headset, John?
You know, I'd love a really cool first-person shooter.
Yeah.
It's been a while. You know, I always really like nostalgia ones. Duke Nukem, 3D. That was one of my favorite ones. But I do remember like Wolfenstein and Doom.
Yep.
And Wolfenstein has always been one of it. I always remember it's the old Windows screensaver. And I always thought I always thought that was Wolfenstein.
The 3D maze.
I always thought Windows made Wolfenstein.
They shared some textures. They shared the stone cobbled textures. Yeah.
I always loved that.
So, I'm going to give a small indie, basically guy in his basement plugging away at some code, a little bit of love in the show. Just because it's a cool thing.
I love this.
And that is, he has released Wolfenstein 3D for VR. And what he's done is he's taken the original 10 shareware levels, which are free and open source.
Yep.
Or not necessarily open source, but they're open to distribute.
Yeah.
And he has written a new engine for them for VR using the original game code. And you can play Wolfenstein, the original 10 levels, in VR.
I am curious about this because what are you doing? Are you just basically moving and pulling your trigger
And
just going side to side? Because there was no real aiming in this.
This one actually does have some aiming.
Okay.
You're right. It is still just a flat plane level. But you are walking through and you do have to pull up.
Really? Okay. I'm already digging that even more.
Yeah. So you do have to point in the general direction.
I like that.
But he's 3D rendered all of the original weapons. The enemies are still the original sprites, and so you're playing with sprites. And you're playing with the original sprites for the items pickups as well. The world elements are obviously 3D. The map itself is 3D.
Little nicer looking.
And he redid a lot of the textures, so he has some new texture packs in there. So, but it's Wolfenstein 3D. As we all remember.
Oh, yeah. I remember that guy.
Yep.
He was a pain in the butt.
Yep. So, you can go download that today for free and play it on, I believe, the HTC Vive right now, and coming support for Oculus Rift and mixed reality.
Yes. Have you gotten this yet?
I haven't. My upstairs is in a little bit of a transition because my wife is going to be moving down to this space, and I'm going to be moving upstairs.
Ooh. New surroundings.
I'm going from 140 or 150 square feet to 315 square feet in my upstairs office. Plus, I'm getting a closet space. My server's going to be right next to me. So... good things are happening.
Oh, yeah.
At Craft Studios.
It literally will be a studio.
Yeah, the entire room's going to be a studio, whereas right now we share half a space with a kitchen. So
I mean, it's next to the fridge, so that's not bad.
Do you see the kitchen?
Yeah.
That's the space that I'm gaining.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty sweet. I can't wait to do this. But as soon as we get back from PAX, like Monday when I get back, that room will be bare walls ready for paint.
Nice.
So yeah, within the next 4 weeks, you're going to see me with a little bit of a new backdrop. And I'm totally... I mean, it's going to be a very similar desk layout, because I like this desk. New tabletops are coming.
I thought you were using these exact same ones.
Nope. My wife's going to take over this desk as it stands. I'm going to build myself a new desk upstairs.
Ah.
So a little bit bigger. It'll be a little bit wider on this side of it. The liquor cabinet's coming upstairs.
Well, of course, has to.
Has to. It's a known staple of craft computing.
Right, yeah, I mean, yes.
Where else are we going to go? We're out of beer. Well, what do you want to drink? Gotta have something. I'll probably bring a mini fridge up there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might need a mini fridge or like a bottle machine or something.
Yeah. My kegerator is finally going to make an appearance.
All right.
My pony bottle.
Your pony bottle thing?
Yep. So, yeah, that'll finally get out of the box.
You should do a Friday flight on that. Be like, actually flights.
I probably will. I'll probably do the initial setup of one, because I need to find a good beer that's not necessarily all that expensive, but something that's better than I can get in a bottle that I can put in there, because it holds 128 ounces.
Yes.
It's a big growler.
You can just go and do it and just go get Boneyard.
Yeah.
Boneyard's cheap, readily available now.
You know, we're coming into to winter. Maybe I'll get some Rev It Up.
Oh, there you go. Or Rev It Up's good. Oh gosh, what's that? Burr.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Burr, I mean, you can get that in a bottle, but it's a great winter beer.
It is a great winter beer.
You know. So.
Yep.
And if you can find the Burr Bond, even better.
Okay, why are we getting into Captain Worf talk? Hold on.
What?
Someone said Captain Worf, bring it. I missed the lead up into it.
Oh, like the TV show Captain Worf, and people wanted to watch that?
I don't know, because I missed the
build up to
intro
it.
question into that.
Well, we sure didn't bring it up.
Nope. I'm not talking about Captain Worf, although I have clarified on the show that Worf is a captain before.
He has been a captain before.
He's captain of the Defiant. He's the officer in charge.
He is the officer. Well, he lives on the Defiant.
He's a lieutenant commander.
He's a lieutenant commander.
But he is the officer on deck. He's a captain. By naval standards, he's a captain.
But we're not in the...
Whoa. Star Trek is all full of Navy references.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's because they hadn't...
That wasn't a bad whistle.
That wasn't actually. That almost sounded like a bad soundbite.
Tasha Yar blowing that on Farpoint.
Okay. Just because he's an acting... He would be an acting captain.
No, he would technically be a captain. Yeah, any plane that the president gets on is Air Force One.
Oh, yes. Okay. But then if you go on any plane JetBlue and he's on it, then you're not going to go and sell that plane. Here's Air Force One.
Right, but
at one point in given time,
but the pilot of any given plane is a captain of that vessel. Is
an acting pilot.
A helmsman of any boat is an acting captain. Lieutenant Commander Worf is captain of the Defiant.
He is a captain of a ship, but he does not hold the rank of captain.
He doesn't hold the official rank of captain.
But
he is captain of the Defiant.
He is captain of the Defiant. I will give you
go.
that.
That's what I am claiming.
But as far as the title of a TV show and what that most people are referencing to is that he holds the title of captain.
That's correct.
So.
That's correct.
We talk way too much Star Trek. And even this little bit is very tiny. We've talked so much about it before.
Damn good whistle. Thank you.
It was.
It was right on key, too.
It was.
That was perfect.
Was really good.
I didn't expect that.
You're going to go back and be like,
I'm going to watch that again.
I'm going to isolate that in my report.
Yep. I'm not even going to try it again because I'll butcher it.
Oh, yeah, you will. Don't even do it.
Yeah.
No.
So,
So is Tom Paris captain of Voyager?
No, Tom is the helmsman of Voyager. Janeway is the captain. I said the helmsman of any given ship, and I was talking about like boats. If I buy a boat and I'm the helmsman of that boat, I am the captain of that boat.
Not unless there's a captain on board.
Unless there's a captain on board. Mm-hmm. But if I own that boat and I drive that boat, I am the captain of that boat.
Yes. But if you own that boat and I'm driving that boat, I'm not the captain.
You're the helmsman.
I'm the helmsman.
And you listen to the captain. As you're going to learn this weekend.
I think it says co-captain.
Yeah.
That's what it says, Jeff.
It says co-host.
basically the same thing.
I'm just going to call you number one from now on.
I will take that one.
You need to grow a better beard.
Yeah, I can't.
Set yourself up, John.
So that makes
your first season Riker is what you are.
First season Riker and third movie Riker.
Insurrection.
Horrible.
Ugh. I did like Nemesis. I'm in the minority of people who like Nemesis.
I didn't like the fact that they killed Data.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I think it would have been a whole lot better. Maybe sacrifice it all, and then they somehow merged the parts. They kept the head, but they had to take the parts from somewhere.
Well, remember, he's singing Sunshine at the end.
It's still, it's not.
It's still
Data.
inferior components.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And even that in itself, to me, still didn't seem canon.
Smiling at me.
Yeah.
Nothing but blue skies.
So.
I see.
I am very interested in the new Picard series, though.
Yep.
Oh, how many recurring characters will come back?
I'm very curious as to how they carry it on.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be him telling stories of Academy days, something like that, where it's just he's going to be kind of in a chair. That
wouldn't be a bad way to do it because you could totally reboot the series with Jean-Luc coming up through the academy and then taking his first command.
Yes.
And introduce new actors.
But yeah, because then you can
on the same timeline.
What was his first ship? That small one.
Stargazer.
The Stargazer.
Yeah.
So you could do the whole academy to Stargazer.
Mm-hmm.
But they'd have to keep the old red suits,
right?
Because that's what they had.
Muscle shirts on.
Oh, yeah, of course. Unless they actually had. That's
gonna look great on camera.
That's the but yeah, no, and so he's basically telling the story to possibly the academy. I mean, like he's a teacher. Deck 8 Riker. Why am I drawing a blank on
I think you're Deanna's bitch.
Oh God. Alright, so some news here. So some other gaming news. The crowd's turning against me.
So, do you have a modern
hair?
Yeah. What gaming consoles do you have right now?
Honestly, I only have the Switch and my PC. I used to have a PlayStation. I had a PS3. And I thought about getting the 360, just never did. Yep. Just never had time. That's really what it was. So and the Switch just held some nostalgia for me. But I've always wanted Xboxes and PlayStation because those always had games I've always wanted.
A couple exclusive games that I
couldn't play.
Yeah.
And that's what have always gotten to me too. Now Microsoft is kind of doing something very interesting. They're doing a subscription-based leasing program almost for their new upcoming Xbox One series, like Xbox S's. I think they're going to be called in the Xbox Gold, or that's the Xbox Live Gold. Sorry, but so Xbox will now be kind of doing a would you like a brand new Xbox? Well, just lease it for $29.99 for the next
$22 a month.
$22. Well, or I think the next one's $29.99.
Right.
For $22 a month, which still equates to basically the same price.
Yeah.
I think they're going for a little bit cheaper, but on top of that, you're getting the subscription. You're getting the Xbox, the live stream, the Live Gold service. You're getting a lot of perks for $22 a month. I think a lot of people could afford that.
I think so too.
It's pretty smart. And then at the end of that, you get to keep the box.
Right, after the end of 24 months, the box is yours. And if you want to continue paying for Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass, it's like $15 a month.
Yeah. So I think it's actually a brilliant thing because I think a lot more people, for one, my mind went automatically to Christmas and birthday. So here you go. I can afford $22 a month. I can't afford $500 right now.
Right.
But I can afford $22 a month as a bill. Hell, your kid's cell phone plan is probably more than $22.
On AT&T, it's $25.
Exactly. Think of that. Look, you're going to get downgraded to your plan, but do you want Xbox instead? There you go.
Yep.
Because you're still going to talk to your friends on Xbox Gold.
We're taking away your data. You can still call mom and dad.
Yeah.
But
exactly. So I think, and you know, like you said, it also comes with the gaming streaming service.
Yeah.
So you're still getting a lot of games too.
Yeah.
That's the best part for 2 years.
Yeah, and I was split on this because I hate the idea of leasing, but actually the pricing does work out.
No, yeah.
If you do just the console and the Xbox Live, you're paying about $525 over 2 years for what is a $500 console and 2 years of Xbox Gold at $10 a month.
Yeah.
And so you actually make out ahead of the game. It's not like they're charging you interest, because I've seen a lot of these plans where it comes out and it's like $900 after 24 months. Like, well, hell, I can buy it outright for $650. What the hell?
Yeah, and I don't want to play half these games.
Right.
But with this, you do come ahead.
In this case, you're getting a good deal on the console.
Yeah. I think now they had there was an upgraded version for $35 a month.
Which includes the console, the Xbox Live, and the Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass. So that was a little more, but still, you still in the end do come out ahead. So the $25 a month, $22 a month does not come with the Game Pass.
But if you look at the price difference, it's $13 a month. That's what Humble Monthly costs.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not like they're asking this extravagant amount to get free games every month.
No.
And these games, if you're part of that program at the time, you keep those games.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
I was even thinking, like, honestly, if I played more, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's pretty ingenious. I'm betting if this is a success for even 6 to 7 months, PlayStation will they'll jump on board.
Oh, I think they'll jump on board within 2.
Really?
I think there will be a similar program for PlayStation within 2.
And
remember, this is hot on the heels of Amazon doing leasing and rent-to-own services for gaming parts.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see more of a market of that. Advanced financing for.
To me, that's also why I never bought these, because they were getting to the point of, look, I only wanted 1 or 2 exclusive games.
Yeah.
And I need to pay $500. Like, that's not worth it.
That's why it took me over a year to buy a Switch.
Yeah.
It's because it's like, yeah, there's Zelda and there's Mario Odyssey, which came out 3 months later. Beyond that, it's like, eh.
Yeah, no, the only reason I got to Switch it was just, I was like, I needed a Christmas gift. Because of like, I have everything I want. I'd like a Switch, sure. Yeah. You know, yeah, great. And that was my big gift.
Yep. I went out and bought one because we're going to go cover PAX, and there's actually a lot of games coming out for Switch, and I wanted to be able to have it to do possible game reviews in the future.
Oh. Should I bring mine?
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of the companies, they're talking about doing game reviews on Switches, and they're building games for Switches. In fact, there's a couple that the Switch release is beating the PC release.
Yeah.
So I'm actually really excited for this weekend to see what new games are coming from some more indie developers on Switch.
No, the more and more I got into play the Switch, the more and more I actually enjoy the idea of the Switch. It's a high-end tablet. Really is what it is. It's just a high-end tablet, but there's enough good games for this high-end tablet, and what I've always hated about the tablet is the controls. And I actually like these controls.
Yes.
I like the controls when they're on. I like them when they're even off without that. Even, honestly, I like it even without them. Because I like the fact that I can do this.
I can sit down in my bed and I can just do this.
Exactly. I can be as far away as I want, and I can still have that. And I like that. I can have the lazy ape arms and still do it. Or if I'm in a racing game or really like tight, I really want that.
Yeah.
But I enjoy that. The only thing I'm disappointed is I'll play Mario Kart and the tiny wheel, and I really need that wheel adapter. Yeah. I don't really care for that, but we're talking niche, really small,
really small bugs.
Really small bugs, yeah. For the most time, if I'm going to play Mario Kart, I'm playing single player, so I'm going to hold the screen in front of me, and I'll be fine. But dual player, that's where I was really getting into the.
Yeah, I have the dock for the Switch on my desk here, and it's connected to my 43-inch monitor, so I play the Switch on this when it's docked. I go up to my bed and I play Switch in bed, and it really does work. I plop it down on the dock, I take the controllers off, I play here. When I go up to bed, I go click, I walk upstairs, and I'm playing Zelda on the tablet. Yeah. And it's instant.
No, that's what that's what I actually really love, the concept of the Wii U when it came out with that tablet. Unfortunately, it never had the range, never had anything. I could barely go 20 feet. My big thought was, I can't wait to play a good video game on the toilet.
Right.
But as stupid as that sounds, it's actually a lot of gamers' idea.
Right. Do you remember the original Razer Blade concept when it came out? It was a 10-inch tablet with a very similar control structure to it that clipped onto the edge of the tablet that was a mobile gaming system.
Yeah.
And it didn't take off because it was $1,000.
It's $1,000.
And then another $300 for the controller.
Yeah, and there weren't enough games to really go with it. But when you have a big backer like Nintendo, the name, even though it's sunk a little bit throughout the years, it still carries weight with some games. And it's picking up, I think, with a lot of these small indie games now.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this weekend to see what's coming out. Yeah, I think it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But now Nintendo, we've talked about this at least the last time I was on here. They were doing that subscription package of old nostalgia games.
Yes.
And they're going to do the subscription package of just NES. You were kind of against that. You were saying it was too pricey.
I felt it was a dick move by Nintendo.
I thought it would be fine if it was all of the games, and maybe at a bit cheaper price point, if they started releasing...
My problem isn't that they're doing it. My problem is that it's $20 a year for 20 games.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If it was $20
20 games that I've had on the PC on an emulator side since 1992. Yeah. It's like, give me a break.
My thought was, the concept of it was, at least they're possibly going in a better direction.
If they launched 150 games at launch for $20 a year, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's something that I could jump on, and that I wouldn't do emulation anymore. I'd totally play it on.
Yeah. So, but speaking of emulations, though, too, also, it's like, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and 64. Now, for me, there were really only a handful of good games on the 64. Maybe about 24 good games.
Okay, when you say 2024,
24,
you say handful, I picture like 5, and I'm like, there were way more than 5.
Maybe 20 really good games. And really, like, great games, 10. Like, great games, 10. Because we're also talking PS1 got introduced during that time. But I think one of the biggest games to come out for the N64 was GoldenEye.
Right. Well, we talked about Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein was the creator of the modern first-person shooter. It took first-person shooter from a 2D side-scroller to a 3D environment where you're actually aiming and shooting at a guy in a 3D space. GoldenEye took it one step further and introduced the consoles to multi-level 3D shooters where everything is 3D rendered and you're not just shooting on a flat plane anymore, you're on multiple levels. They introduced split-screen first-person shooter multiplayer to the mix. It was a very, very innovative game, and what's really funny is the multiplayer was like a last-second add-in to the game. It was like 2 weeks before launch, like, and it'll have multiplayer, and the devs went, "What the you say?"
Yeah.
So we have GoldenEye, one of the best multiplayer games ever.
And I think it was one of the best multiplayer games that did the console multiplayer.
Yeah.
Really brought first-person shooter to console. That people... Now, if you've ever played it, there's always been that friend.
There's always been that one guy.
That one guy, like, I'm the best at goal. You'll never kill me. And me, I'm always Bond. Just because I was actually usually classic Bond. I was never...
I'm usually, what was the computer programmer with the high Hawaiian shirt and glasses.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
usually
invincible.
Me. Yeah. I'm invincible. Yeah, that guy. That's my guy.
So, but there was always a friend. I always played Odd Job. So you're sort of like trying to shoot him. Somehow he always killed you. Well,
and you were never able to shoot him.
Yeah. No, you're never I swear, headshot every time or instant kill. Never. It turns out that the developers have finally confirmed if you were playing Odd Job,
you were a dirty lion cheater.
Yeah.
I knew it.
So
Nick, you little bastard.
So during one of the lead developers or the artist, Carl Hilton, was talking to, I think it was like Mel Magazine or something like that. And he was saying it was kind of an inside joke and everything like that, that they made Odd Job just a little shorter and just a hair above where the automatic aim would hit. So most people had the automatic aim off because you'd just be running around and you just shoot.
Right.
And that's how you did it. But so anytime you had that on, it would go right above Odd Job's head.
Yep.
And you'd always miss him.
Yep.
And so that's why it was just kind of a dick move to always have. So it's been finally 100% confirmed by the developers. They purposely did this.
That the auto aim was aiming center mass of the character, but the character's head was below center mass.
Yes.
So basically, Oddjob had the same 3D box as everyone else, but his hitbox was down here.
Yeah.
Just like his character was. The problem is auto aim sat right here. And so if you're auto aiming at Oddjob, unless you came up from an angle and you're shooting up at him, you missed him every time.
Yeah. Yeah. So half the people that played this game pretty much knew that.
Yeah.
They're like, you can't play Oddjob.
Yeah.
I've been to a couple places, you can't pick that character.
You can't pick Oddjob.
You can't pick Oddjob.
You can play Natasha.
You can play whoever you want.
You can play Russian Soldier number 2.
You just cannot play Oddjob.
Yep.
They're like, I swear something's wrong with this. There's a glitch in the game.
Yep.
And it was not confirmed till now.
Yep.
So I just thought that was funny. It was kind of a classic game because Jeff and I, basically, we grew up on this game. This is one of the games we grew up on.
Can I make a confession?
What?
I've never personally owned GoldenEye.
I've never owned it either.
Yeah.
I've never owned it.
No, I did play it in a number of different parties growing up and things like that. I
rented it.
So if we're talking like 1997, which is when Bond came out, I was playing Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight, and I was playing with a number of PC mods online, so 32-player multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
With a modern weapons mod, so you were playing Jedi Knight, but with AK-47 and police batons.
Yeah, I know. I think I was Half-Life? I think it's Half-Life was out.
Masasi.net.
But yeah, no. Steve would had a bunch of desktop games.
Yeah.
We would be playing instead of this. This was, I'm at a friend's house. Oh, I know the N64 controller because my friends had no clue what PC gaming was.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And again, I loved GoldenEye because it was the first-person shooter that I loved, but I hated the Nintendo 64 because everyone at that time, they only had like 19-inch screens.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, you're like lucky if you went to a friend's house and it was 24 inches.
Right.
Or 36 was like, wow, you got a 36-inch TV?
Yeah.
You know, and so there are 4 squares taken up, so you really only have 8 inches to 5 inches to yourself.
Yeah.
And then half the time if you're hiding or trying to snipe, you're cheating, you're looking at my screen, there's no way you would have hit me. You know, I've always hated that. That's why... But there are still some very fun aspects of GoldenEye and very fond memories I still have.
Yes.
No matter what. I was high on sugar at the time. You know, a lot of Jolly Ranchers.
A lot of Mountain Dew and
a lot of
Funyuns.
Mountain Dews and everything like that. Yeah, and Taco Bell and McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah.
It was like GoldenEye, Mario Kart Battle. I love Mario Kart Battle. And we played a lot of Killer Instinct Gold.
Did a lot of that one.
2. Yeah, Killer Instinct 2 Gold.
Did a lot of Wave Race.
Oh, yeah. We did snowboarding 1080 something or other.
Yep.
Did that one, too.
Yep. Trying to think of what else was there.
I think GoldenEye was one of the first 4-player shooters, too.
Yeah.
One of the very rare... Star Fox. We played a lot of Star Fox Battle. None of my friends knew how to do, not the barrel, but the loop-de-loop. And so I would always let them like chase me, and I would always charge up and blow them up. They're like, "How did you do that?" That's a secret.
What?
Like down break.
No, it was C left and
something like that. Yeah.
Z,
but then
Z trigger left.
Then you would do the loop de loop and be right behind them.
Yep.
Blow them up and hit your boosters and take off.
Yep. Good times. Good times.
Oh, you know, I still got...
Usually I don't struggle to finish a beer. I'm struggling to finish this beer.
I actually enjoyed it on the back end. As it warmed up. It got less peppery.
The peppery bit hasn't gone away from me. And I think that's what it's very peppery. It's good. It's a good flavor. But I'm having a hard time taking larger drinks of it.
I think Reverend asked what these are... Because he didn't see us open up. We haven't opened these yet, so we'll talk about them when we open them.
Yep.
Which will probably be soon, as soon as Jeff's doing this. And we might even get into, Q&A?
Yep, it is 9:58. We got a little bit of time for some Q&A tonight. So if you guys have a question, get them ready while we get these bottles open. So this is the Deschutes Hopzit Autumn IPA. It is a seasonal release from Deschutes here in Bend. They just released the this fall's edition of it, and I've actually never had this one.
I have never had this one either. It is a 7%, 60 IBU.
It's a Marzen beer inspired India Pale Ale.
So yeah, basically a
brown ale mixed with an IPA.
Yeah, well, I think a Marzen is more of like a malty German lager.
Yes.
So,
and definitely a darker IPA.
Yes, it is. Well, Marzen usually has that nice amber color to it.
Yeah, that does have a lot of red, a lot of a thicker brown.
Yeah.
Not perfectly clear, but not bad.
No, it actually does have a little bit of
sediment in it.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. No, that's just condensation. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't say bottle conditioned.
Smells alright.
Kind of a malty smell to it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of surprising on an IPA, but not so surprising for a German malty lager.
Not so surprising for a Marzen. Marzen should have that.
Yeah. Definitely malty.
Yeah. I'm not really getting a whole... I mean, there's some hops in it, but...
Yeah. I think the cumin may have killed a little bit of my taste buds.
It is a bit warmer than what it should be. So
yeah, it's probably 50 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit right now. It's not a cold beer because it's been out for 2 hours. But let's see.
Oh, you know what I forgot to talk about in my video was batches.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I forgot to talk about that.
Craft computing. How's both your weeks been going so far, John?
Mine's so far pretty good. Today is my official Friday. I have tomorrow and Friday off.
Nice.
And I basically have 5-day week.
Nice. Yeah, you got Labor Day.
I got Labor Day, so I'm good for the next couple days. Even after this, I'm probably gonna go drinking at home.
And mine has been interesting. I'll say that. I had the one of the problems with being IT for a large organization is sometimes you run into situations that you just can't avoid. And one of these situations that I ran into probably about 4 months ago was a fraud case that I helped overturn. And I got served papers for a grand jury witness to testify. I got a subpoena for a grand jury to hear my testimony on how I overturned some of this stuff. So I got served papers on Tuesday afternoon.
Did they come up to your... Is Jeff here? Who's Jeff?
Basically. Well, no, actually what happened is the local... I live in a different county than where I work.
Yeah.
And so the local county where I live left a card in my door which is a civil service sheriff's department card with a case number and a phone and a cell phone to call.
You're like, oh crap, I got a ticket.
We don't have cameras around here. That's the thing. Is we don't do that kind of thing. And so my wife's going, which one of our neighbors is suing us?
Everyone's out of their internet because of you, Jeff.
And I'm going, which one of my neighbors is suing us? Like, I didn't take their internet down. And so I called the local sheriff's department and I said, "Can you tell me what this is about?" And she goes, "We have no information. All we know is we have to serve a subpoena from another county." And I said, wait, is it this county? And they went, yeah. I said, okay, I think I know what this is for. Okay, everything's fine. Is there a way that I can go to that county courthouse? Because I work like 2 blocks from that county's courthouse. Is there any way I can go down there and pick it up? She goes, yeah, you can do that. So I called the local district attorney over there and said, hey, I got a subpoena in this county, but I work in this county. Can I just walk 3 minutes and talk to you?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have to go to court tomorrow. So, yeah.
So, not drinking a whole lot today.
Yeah, so my week has been interesting to say the least. Natural consequences of being head of IT for a fairly large organization.
Yes.
So, sometimes you find things that you really wish you hadn't found. Sometimes you uncover things that have more legal ramifications than you could possibly imagine.
Whoa.
Yeah. Let's see. Skal just finished his
first
Marzen homebrew. Turned out okay.
Hey, it's drinkable and it's got ABV in it. That's all that matters.
Will I play Cyberpunk 2077? And did I watch the Cyberpunk gameplay demo? I didn't see the gameplay demo yet. It's on my list to watch probably this next week. But I would like to think I would play it. My problem is I haven't had a lot of time to play games lately. Since I'm producing content for all you fine people, I haven't had a lot of time to just sit and relax and play a game. The Switch is really the only time that I've had to spend like 30 minutes at a time playing video games in the last 6 months. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more time as the fall rolls around.
You need to start just shooting 5-minute crap videos, being like, yeah, this works good. See you guys.
Welcome,
and then save that and post it. And then that way you can take it.
Welcome back to Craft Computing. This is my Dell Venue 8 tablet. It serves as my teleprompter and my timer for the show, so we know how much time we have remaining for a subject.
It's got a
See you guys in the next video. I'm going to play Zelda.
It's got a metal casing. Just buy it.
Yep.
Feels good. Must have good quality.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did someone send this to me? Yeah, just buy that one.
Yep. That joke's gonna go bad.
Yep.
Quick.
Let's see. Wondering if I should go the 2080 Ti since I edit a lot of 4K video. The numbers have shown that the video card really doesn't matter for rendering video. Really having any video card with NVENC encoding or NVEC encoding or AMD's encoding engine, if you have a video card, they perform the same throughout the spec, throughout the stack. So you could have a 1050 Ti versus a 1080 Ti. They perform the same in video rendering. The only time it really matters is if you're live encoding 4K video, which does take a little bit more horsepower. And if you're encoding anything that's less than like 120 megabit, you're still fine on just about any video card that's out there. It's only when you cross about 120 megabit for live encoding. So let's say I was slinging 120 megabit to YouTube. Good God, you're probably not going to be doing that. Any video card out there is fine. I would not upgrade your video card from pretty much whatever you have to a 2080 just to edit 4K video.
Get a good solid state if you're going to be doing that too.
Yeah.
Nice big good solid state will help you out.
A good cache drive or a good gosh, what's the word for it? Working drive or whatever
those
working storage.
Yeah, those adaptable.
Yeah.
I forget the words too. I know what you're talking about.
Craft Computing Let's Plays. Eventually, I want to get into that. Probably not until I go full time at this. So, but I do plan on getting a little bit more into the gaming side of things.
We've talked about it too. And that's actually why we even added the game segment, is just a little bit to get into it. We do hint that we do like games. We just don't have a lot of time right now.
Right.
I drink a lot of beer, and if you want to play with people, Steve and Rhett, they play lots of games. And if you're on Jeff's Discord, Patreon, I think we even have almost like a weekly
games every Saturday.
Yeah, games every Saturday gathering. Yep. Usually it's Steve or Rhett that are usually helping out.
Scratch disc. Thank you.
There you go.
That's the term I was looking for. Let's see. Regan says, sorry if I missed this, but if you see something, do you report it or respect the user's privacy? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. He's
referring to your job of when you said that
gotcha.
You see things.
As part of my job, I have legal requirements to report any, we'll say, naughty pictures, etc., that kind of thing. Anything that violates company standards. I don't care if you're sleeping with someone else's wife. That's none of my business, and I don't go looking for that. When it affects company business, when it affects bottom line, and when it affects if there's anything that can harm someone.
Yeah.
Not just emotionally, but physically harm someone.
Yeah.
There's a line there that I instantly report.
Yeah, against employees or other people that are
correct
going through the office.
Right. So. Let's see. Just finished a Hoegaarden from Belgium. Opened up a Sam Adams Rebel IPA. Not bad.
Let's see,
not bad.
I think Reverend opened up, or no, oh yeah.
Two Morgan Territory Brewings, No Regrets, Session IPA.
Melvin, MPA, and he said he just opened up Hazy Little Thing by Sierra Nevada.
Nice. I like Hazy Little Thing.
Hazy Little Thing's not too bad. It says it's a hazy pale ale.
Yeah.
I think it's just a good pale ale.
I think it's just a good pale.
It's not super hazy. I mean, it's not clear, but it's just like, it's unfiltered. And to me, hazy gets thrown out a lot. And I'm actually very curious if anyone's on Jeff's Patreon, which is only a minimum of $1 joining, so check it out. Or there's almost 100 people now.
78?
I thought it was like in the 80s or 90s.
Might be in the 80s.
Yeah, so getting up there. But anyways, I talked about brewing my very first New England style hazy IPA, and we actually had a couple other people who are brewing them too. Hopefully, it's smelling fantastic. It's gonna be right now. It's already at 9.5.
9.5. Yeah.
9.5, and it's supposed to be 10.5.
Yeah, I knew you were shooting for 10.
Oh god, it's gonna be a boozy.
Yes.
Rhett's a poser.
Yeah. Rhett doesn't do anything. Rhett's a poser. Only Steve.
Rhett does have his own channels. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He actually has his own things that he
Rhett
does.
has more social media commitments than I do.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
And I think he also has 2 jobs.
Yeah, Rhett works for 2 or 3 separate companies, plus he does private contracting.
Yeah.
Plus he is involved directly with 2 separate podcasts, plus he guest hosts like a 3rd podcast.
Yeah. So
he is insanely busy.
Yeah. So he is not too often on there, but when he is, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And so
I am so looking forward to going up to PAX, getting us all together, and spending a weekend together.
That's gonna be so bad. You know, it's just gonna be a bad mix. It's gonna be a bad mix, and we're all gonna be drinking, and there's video games, and we all have to sleep in the same bedroom.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
mess. We basically Airbnb'd a 1-bedroom apartment. So that's going to be interesting for sleeping. One of us is sleeping on the floor.
I have no problem doing that.
Yeah. One or possibly 2 of us is sleeping on the floor.
I'll just bring my SUV and sleep in the garage.
Yeah, there you go.
If they would let me do that, I might, just because I'll have a much bigger mattress.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting sleeping situations. That rental was still $260 a night.
That was insane.
Plus 18 a day to park my truck.
I gotta pay 18.
And you gotta pay 18 a day to park your SUV too.
Yeah.
Yep.
By Patreon right now. Don't question it. Thanks, Regan.
Regan pimping the Patreon.
Does GPU matter in color grading 4K and Resolve? No,
it does not. As far as I know, it does not, because a lot of them have the same level of power when it comes to 2D rendering. Yeah. It's not a huge focus on them. So you're going to get pretty much the same live performance out of any GPU that you have. And that's been tested pretty thoroughly. Go look at, what is the Washington-based computer builder? Barnacules does a bunch with them.
I'm drawing a blank.
I know you are. Help me out. The Redmond, Washington computer builder. Something Labs. Anyway, they have a white paper published on a bunch of different use cases for what hardware you should buy. So if you're using Resolve to edit video, they'll have a use case on what hardware is the best hardware to buy. Why can I not? Starts with an S.
Sam's Hardware.
No. Stop it. Puget Systems.
That did not start with an S.
No, it didn't. Yeah, Puget Systems. They have a bunch of white papers that are publicly available that you can... Reverend. Puget Systems has a bunch of white papers on use cases for I edit 4K video in Resolve or in Premiere, or I'm a YouTuber who streams through Twitch on a monthly basis, or I want to play games, or I do 3D CAD work with this program. What is the best hardware that I can buy, and what hardware is going to be beneficial versus what is wasting my money?
Yeah.
They have a bunch of white papers for use cases. Go look them up.
What do you think
When your whole life flashes before your eyes, how much of it do you not want to have been Patreon to craft computing?
That's a good quote. Even though it's not a quote. That's a good phrase. Now we should make a plaque above us for the new office.
Yeah.
What do you think for the Patreons we did like live streaming or a live video of the Airbnb vlog?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Something like that just for Patreons.
That would be interesting. Because I'm thinking about a way to live stream while I'm up there, and I'm not sure.
Like what if we just had... I can bring my laptop too, with like 2 laptops or something like that.
Totally.
We just position them, and we just have these cameras. I mean, the shitty cameras, but we just have those.
Well, I'm going to have this, and I'm bringing a HDMI adapter. So we'll just throw a camera up and maybe one microphone.
So you have that one. I have another one.
Yeah.
We can just use those 2.
That's true.
And I mean, again, it's...
Saturday night?
Yeah, when we just have it up.
Yeah.
Just as the whole entire time we're there.
We're going to have to stream on Twitch, number 1.
That's fine.
So, yeah,
That'd be fun.
Maybe Saturday night we'll do a Twitch exclusive. Where we just ham it up and have a couple of drinks. And
and just basically be like the anniversary show, but even looser.
So basically be like one of mine and Steve's normal shows.
Yeah. After hours. Shows.
Yeah. Craft Computing After Dark.
Now, see, there is a whole another episode or Patreon thing. Craft Computing Afterwards. We start cutting this show to be an hour and a half.
Will this stream be archived? I'm moving to school on Saturday, so I'll be busier than heck. Quite possibly. If it's on Twitch, it'll be live for 2 weeks. I may look at doing a private or uploading it later to YouTube as an unlisted video and share it with Patreon as a permanent video. But part of me doesn't want to get demonetized all that much. I still have a thing to keep intact here.
Huh.
And when you guys get loose,
this lock seems to go down. I've been playing with it so much, I think the lock's gotten a little loose.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Let's see. Any other questions before we call it a night? It's 10:15 West Coast time. I'm getting a little tired.
He's got to go to...
I got to go to court at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
He can't be too hammered or hungover.
Yeah, I'll tell you the counts afterwards. They're a doozy, and I don't even know why I'm going because we only have 1 count against her. So
you're just like, yes, this is how I did it.
Yes,
you don't know it.
Here's the evidence I submitted. Yes, this is accurate. No, it can't be falsified. Okay, thank you very much. That's basically my grand jury testimony.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because basically we discovered something within our records. I'm not going to go into details, but we discovered something within our records that implicated some fraud. We contacted the company that it was related to. They confirmed that there was fraud going on, and in fact, they found like $1 million in fraud within their own company based on that employee. And that was not the first time that certain employee had done that in that location. Or in a location. She had jumped to like 4 different jobs and done the same thing. So, yeah. A lot of unhappy people.
Yeah.
So,
how late do you think we'd stream on Saturday if we did?
It may be a late night stream.
It would probably be pretty late because we have right now we have a scheduled plan of meetings, meet and greets, things to do at Twitch, and then or not Twitch, sorry, PAX. Steve has actually been to PAX a few times.
Yep.
And have you?
I have not been to PAX yet.
So and Steve was actually at PAX as had a press pass.
Right.
He is saying the after parties. Yeah, press. And we all have press.
Whoa. I'm legit.
Co-host.
That's right. Aftermarket coolers for GPUs. Worth it if the stock one isn't holding up temps anymore? I'll say probably not. And here's why I'm going to say that. It's going to be controversial. I know a lot of the Australians and a lot of the Eastern Europeans are going to start yelling at me. No replacing your stock GPU cooler. If your cooler was good at one point with a third-party cooler, probably not the best idea. Number 1, you're not getting direct cooling of your VRMs. Number 2, if your stock cooler used to be good, it's still good. It just used to be too. So replace your thermal paste, and that's it. So
$11.
Right. So if you're seeing degraded performance, go buy some Arctic MK2, or go buy some Icy Dime, or go buy some Thermaltake stuff, or go buy Arctic Silver. Go buy something and take apart your GPU.
Take it out.
Clean it all the way down. Blow out all the dust. Re-thermal paste it. Put it back together. That's probably what 99.9% of you need to do.
Just rebuild your PC.
Right. Yeah, rebuild your GPU cooler. So, that's what I would say.
No.
Nope, sorry, Tal. I read it. The answer's no.
I mean, I'll go get you one from Goodwill for $9.99.
That's right. You got to pay shipping, though.
Yeah. I'll build it. You come and get it.
Yep. Number one.
You better not start saying make it so.
You know me. I'm more of a Cisco fan. All right.
You gonna shave your head?
I've done it before.
Yeah, have you seen the pictures of Steve with a shaved head?
No, I haven't.
I'll show you guys.
Okay.
I'll show you
guys. Share it on Patreon.
Oh, it's great. It was for Halloween.
Nice.
He came as what was the character in the second in the Temple of Doom, the bald guy.
Oh yeah.
The voodoo guy.
Yeah.
He came as that. He actually even made a plaster mold skull cap thing. It came out fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think like one of my nephews or nieces like knocked it off and broke the horn off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. But yeah, we have pictures of him. Steve went and shaved his head. That's fantastic. Okay.
Best CPU for editing.
Didn't we already talk about that?
I haven't talked about the best CPU. We talked about GPUs. Are they worth it? Best CPU for editing. Honestly, Adobe likes core performance more than it does multi-threading, especially during your live workload. So I'm going to talk specifically to Premiere here, but this does it does
That's
also hold credence in Resolve and a couple other programs, DaVinci and whatnot. Core clock is more relevant during the live editing than multi-threading is. Multi-threading is more relevant during the actual rendering of the file, but you're working when you're editing the file.
You can walk away while.
So quite honestly, 8700K, great video editing chip. If you're editing 4K video, which you said you were, you might consider stepping up to like a 7820X, which is an 8-core i7. That gets you on the X299, and that also gets quad channel memory versus dual channel. That gets you a lot lower latency in your RAM. So maybe a 7820X is what I would say. Let's see. Cool. Avery Brooks is batshit crazy though. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. You ever seen any interviews with Avery Brooks? Oh man. The dude is crazy. Yep. All right,
guys.
That's been fun. Episode 47?
I don't remember.
I think 47. Pretty sure it's 47.
Whatever.
Episode 47. Yes.
47.
Yes. Cool. Thank you, guys. This has been a good show. I enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Live Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific time with another show. I think Steve's going to be on this week. We'll probably be doing a PAX wrap-up. If you're on the Patreon, or actually if you go follow us on Twitch, I'll try to announce on Twitter sometime over the weekend when we plan on streaming. We may stream live from an undisclosed location at PAX West on Saturday night.
Yep. Very undisclosed.
Very undisclosed. You don't want to know. Underdark, undercover, under. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, John.
Yeah. I didn't say anything.
It's going to be a good stream if it happens.
I don't know if it'll be good. It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be entertaining. It'll be entertaining. That'll be for sure.
So, Raul, I know I need to frame that map. I told you I'm not hanging that map until I have a proper frame and a proper place to put it. I know. Here's the deal. I'm moving offices next month.
There we go.
So maybe. That's what I'm saying. Maybe.
Okay, are we pointing? Is that going to be the cover?
Night, guys.
See you guys.
Okay, now what do I...